Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina, episode 155. I am one of your hosts, Josh 902, and this is the other host of this show.
GT3, hello everyone. How are we
Hi,
doing
guys.
today?
I hope you are all doing well out there today. It is a Monday. We are on time for once. That is not my fault. I slept all night. I slept all night, DT. Can you believe it? It's a
That
miracle.
Hey man, that's cool, dude.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Uh, with the help of a handy dandy sleep aid, I was able to get some sleep for once in my life, and it was very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good week for me. I think it's been a good week for you. We got things to talk about here on the
Yep.
show.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
a lot of it's going to be about the Star Wars celebration that's happened, and all the news that came out of there will be the main topic. and yeah, what do you say we just hop into what we've been up to, DT? You want to go ahead and lead us off with what you've been up to this past week, my friend?
Yeah, sure. So the past week I have been as the usual watching shows and well, not shows. I don't really aside from the live stuff, I haven't really gotten a chance to just like continue like True Detective, which is the current show that I had been watching, but I'm gonna try to get back to it this upcoming week. But yeah, I have been playing the Digi games. I uh played some Chivalry 2, some Fortnite. I played the Walking Dead and Michonne game on stream, which man, I ended up enjoying that one a lot more than I thought I was going to. Um that one was a mini series compared to some of the other Telltale games, but like I think it just hit really good, man. Like all 3 episodes were awesome. The story that they were telling with Michonne was great, and the actress that they got for her was also just really, really good. Samira Wiley just killed it as Michonne, so they really, really did a fantastic job at that. And yeah, like I said, I really ended up enjoying that more than I thought. I figured I would like it because I played I played the first 2 seasons of the Telltale games for the Walking Dead, that is. So I figured I would enjoy it, but I was like, "This is actually really good." So,
Cool.
um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Apart from that, what else did I play? I started Sir Whoop Ass on stream. I'm probably gonna be playing some more tomorrow.
I watched some of that. That game
Um,
looks ridiculous.
that game is ridiculous in the most hilarious way. It's fun. If you like ridiculous, stupid, silly, goofy fun, an action adventure indie game, that's I totally recommend. It's great. I've been playing Valorant again as of recently, and I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun with it. It's nice to get back to a game that this is a game that for me came out at a time when we had just entered like COVID and lockdown and all that stuff. So it's like I played a lot during those times, and I played it for a good while there. I was streaming it too, like pretty consistently for a little bit, um and then I kind of after a while, I don't know, I just stopped playing it, and I didn't get back to it until just recently because there was another friend of ours who got started playing it again, and it's just yeah, it was really really it's really fun. I've been enjoying it, so it's cool to be back back at it, and yeah, I'll probably be playing more of that as what else have I been up to video game wise? I think it's Sons of the Forest. I played some more Sons of the Forest. So I'm in so many servers in Sons of the Forest now that like I lose track of like what I have in this
Who's got
server and that
what?
server and all that. But
Makes
so I was
sense.
playing on another streamer friend server, and we actually we beat the game. Beat the game twice because there's a couple of different endings. And I mean, obviously, there's not a whole lot of context to the stuff going on, but they wanted to beat it, and I was like, whatever. I'm out of curiosity. I was like, oh, I'm curious how, you know, the endings are as of right now, and so I finally got to do that. At first, I didn't want to beat the game because I was kind of like, well, the game isn't complete yet, you know. But just the curiosity of like, how is the ending now compared to how it will be differently later? Kind of, I was just very curious about that, so I ended up just you know checking it out. So I kind of know some of the endings now, but yeah, that was, pretty fun, and they keep updating that game and patching it. There's, like they added, like, a unicycle and, like, solar pan sorry, solar panels and light bulbs and shit now, and it's like, man, I gotta get the hang of that stuff now too, because they just keep doing more and more, you know? Um, so it'll be fun to continue exploring, with that, but I think video game-wise, that's kinda been all I've been up to. I haven't really been doing much there. I just kinda been playing the same stuff over and over again, like, kinda been rotating between, like, Chivalry and Valorant and, been keeping up with Fortnite on my dailies and stuff. That's been pretty much it apart from the stream game, which is right now Sir Whoop-Ass. Movie-wise, or I guess TV show-wise, Mando, so excited for the next episode. Watched episode 6, of course. Ted Lasso, been keeping up with that. Those are about the only 2 TV shows I'm keeping up with at the moment. And then movie-wise, I watched The Banshees of Inisherin, which is a crazy movie. Um, the Irish are an interesting people. Um, yeah, that movie's kinda cuckoo. But it was interesting. And then I watched the Tetris movie, which was awesome. I actually really liked the Tetris movie. I thought it was really cool. Taron Egerton was great as the main character you're following. And yeah, I definitely recommend the soundtrack. I was like the soundtrack was a banger, man. I was jamming out to the soundtrack to that movie. It was really, really cool, really well done. And it was just cool following the kind of, history of the how Tetris got kind of uh formed into the way that it is now. The only thing is I'm not sure how accurate all that stuff is, just because I mean they show like pictures of the videos and pictures of the real life guys in the credits and stuff, but like since I don't really know the history, I'm not super familiar with the history myself. I'm not super familiar, or I'm not like I'm not like super exactly sure about how accurate everything is. Like obviously some things are probably dramatized because it's a movie. But, for the most part, I actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, definitely strong recommend the Tetris movie. Check it out if you can. It was pretty cool. Um, what else? I watched this movie called Nine, which is from 2009. It's like an animated kind of post-apocalyptic dealio starring Elijah Wood. It was interesting. I thought it was all right. Um, and then I watched DC's League of Super Pets because I don't know, just like whatever. I'll check this out. I like DC, and it was actually kind of fun. I thought the way like how they did some of the characters in this and it was pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, that was pretty cool. And again, I like DC, so I'm just checking out all. I'm trying to check out all the DC animated movies slowly but surely, one at a time. Um, then I watched the Kentucky Fried Movie, which is totally far from that, and, it was finally cool seeing where the "Take him to Detroit" meme was from, because that is yeah, it's a ridiculous, movie. Um, what else? Oh, Rashomon I watched the other day, Kurosawa movie, I've been meaning to watch that one for a while, finally got to check it out, that was really good as well. And then finally last night I watched, um the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Again, trying to keep up with the DC movies. That movie is fucking awesome. Batman versus TMNT is fucking rad as hell. Strong recommend it to anybody if you
Oh
like
yeah.
Turtles and Batman and DC and stuff. That movie is awesome. I was also surprised at the brutality of, like, some of the things that was going on. Like, they literally were killing dudes and, like, decapitating dudes and shit. It was, like, brutal. I was like, "God damn, this is crazy." And if you've ever wanted to see Shredder fight Batman or the Turtles fight Batman, let me tell you, those fights are do not disappoint. They're so good.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, strong recommend. That movie is awesome. So awesome. The humor was on point with the turtles and everything, and the voice cast was cool. And yeah, I can't have enough. I don't have an yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. It was truly, truly great. Yeah, I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Um, and then yeah, the final thing I have here, besides keeping up with all the celebration news this past weekend, is the fact that we played Blasters and Bandits, our Star Wars, you know, role playing tabletop game. A lot of fun with our crew. Josh is, of course, our GM, DM. Um, and yeah, I have so much fun playing that game. It's like we'll start playing, and then like 3 hours later, Josh is like, "All right, we'll end it here," and I'm like, "Damn, really? Like, has it really been 3 hours already? Like, it doesn't even
It
feel
goes
like it's
so
been three
fast.
hours to me."
Yeah.
Like, even, like, when you're like, "Oh, we're gonna take a break," I'm like, "What?" I feel like we just started playing. What do you mean we're gonna take a break? That's how I feel. It's like I enjoy playing it so much that I'm like, "Damn, are we really taking a break? Are we really ending?" Like, I always feel like I could keep going, man, but, it's just that's just, time flies, I guess. I don't know, man. It's just crazy, dude. But, yeah, I have fun with that. I'm super looking forward to, next week for our next game. And yeah, I'm just, really having fun with that. And the way we left off is very, very curious. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. So go ahead, Josh. It's your turn, my friend.
All right, I'll start off with the movie I watched because I've only watched one, but it was one in theaters. I went and saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie because it was $5 movie Tuesday, and I was like, you know what, I want to see this D&D movie because I heard good things. And spoilers, I liked the movie. It was actually pretty good. I recommend going checking it out if you guys can, or if you can't, see it when it comes out at home. But it's a good, fun little adventure. It's not any more than it needs to be. It's not bad. It's actually good. There's a lot of references in there if you play D&D to spells and things and names. If you are familiar with things, you'll know where a lot of it is. Um, and it's just a good time. I hope they do a sequel. Was totally worth the $5. Probably worth the full price, but $5 definitely made it worth it. Games. I played some more Chivalry too, because that's fun. Fun being the key word there. It's totally not frustrating, yelling, screaming at all. Uh,
No.
not that, and totally not that. Punch Club. I started playing, and I also beat Punch Club this past week. It's been on my list, I think, since the game came out, and it's gonna have a sequel now. And I was like, you know what? And it was on sale, so I got it super cheap. I think I paid like maybe 2, 3, $4 for it, something like that. Not super expensive. Um, but yeah, I played that. I completed it. I was surprised at how short it was. I didn't realize it was that short, but I think it has multiple endings and different paths you can take. So, but it was a lot of fun. Playing it, well, just in Discord and streaming it so friends can watch. I've been listening to an audiobook. That's it for like movies and games. Audiobook called The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. It is a gritty, dark fantasy. Is it fantasy? It feels more like dark. It kind of makes me think of Game of Thrones a little bit. Probably not as dark as Game of Thrones, but a little bit in that genre. Little dark fantasy. I've read some books by Anthony Ryan before, and there's a book he made a series that he made called, I think, The Blood Song. I think that's what it was called. Let me double check here. And I liked the first book of that, but in the second book, see, in the first book of Blood Song, it's a first person. We're following one character, and then he did two more books, and those books started splitting off and following multiple characters. And then sometimes I like that, and sometimes I don't. And in that series, I didn't, so I stopped reading that series. Other than that first book, um, so he went back in this book, and it is following one character again, and named Owen, who is like he's a bandit that is he's like a very young bandit that's a part of this bandit troop, and he got recruited when he was a kid, and it kind of follows his adventures, and something happens. There's something that happens, and he starts out looking for revenge. So I'm not done with that book yet. I'm having a good time with it though. TV shows, Mando, Ted Lasso, the usual. Um, I also played a little bit of Cartel Tycoon, but I didn't play enough for me to put it on the notes. Really, I just did a tutorial again because I haven't played it in so long. And then Blasters and Bandits. Like DT said, it's so much fun to get to play that and get to be there with our large cast and just have a good time playing that game over on the Heroes and Fables Twitch channel. Make sure to go follow that channel. Um, and if you missed the last episode, it's available on YouTube as well, so you can go check it out on just my usual YouTube stuff. But it's fun, you know. It's also like difficult as a DM because it's like, and when I say difficult as a DM, what I'm speaking is I have this problem with D&D, which is like I just want to share my notes with everybody. I'm just like, look what's gonna happen. I want to get feedback on what do you think of this, you know. But with like most of the players are the people I would talk that stuff with, so I can't be like, here, look at these notes. It'll spoil the game for you. Um,
Yeah.
uh, so that's what I mean by difficult. I don't mean the game's difficult. It's not difficult at all. Other than space combat's a little wonky. It takes some getting used to, but that's like any game. You got to get used to mechanics. But yeah, I have so much fun playing it, and it's good to just. I don't feel pressure, you know. I used to feel pressure a lot of the time when I would play or run like Dungeons and Dragons on this channel, or just Dungeons and Dragons in general, to put on like a good performance and show. And I still feel that pressure a little bit because I want everything to go. You know, I want everybody to have a good time, but it's not as bad as it used to be. You know, like in terms of like I'm just having fun now, and I think that's the important bit with playing tabletops. Like, man, you might fuck up some rules, but it's fucking fun to play. You know,
Yeah.
um, forget about the shit you fuck up. Talk about the shit that you enjoy. You know, don't. And if you're out there, if somebody
Straight
out
up.
there that stresses about that type of thing, man, just let it go. All right, don't have fun. All right, yeah, things go wrong sometimes. That's just part of the game. But don't sweat the small stuff. Just have a good time. That's what's important. Um. So yeah, that's what I've been up to the past week, man. Overall, it's been a good week. I feel like when I saw like the Dungeons and Dragons movie in my notes a minute ago, I was like, really? Like, I feel like this week has been a long week. You know, I feel like it took a while to get to this podcast, as opposed to sometimes it flies by. But I felt like this time it's like, wow, I can't believe I saw Dungeons and Dragons this week. It felt like it was a lifetime ago when I saw the movie. Um, but yeah, if you are ready, DT, that's all I've been up to, my friend. If we want to go ahead and hop into the gaming news for the week.
Of course, of course. We got we got plenty of news to get to. Obviously, there's not going to be as much in the news section itself because a lot of the big news is going to be in the second half of
That's correct.
the main topic here. But yeah, we can let's see what we got here. So, I don't think this is the is this hold up. Never mind. We're good. Uh, it was looking a little weird on my end, this link, but anyway, we're
Did it
good.
show you? Hang on. When it happened to me, did it show you the fucking Zelda thing? Because
Yes.
it's okay. It did that for me too. I think it's just the.
That's how I was like, huh? I was like, this says Advance Wars 1 and 2, but it shows me
Yeah,
it's Homeboy
I
from
don't know why
Zelda.
it did that either. I think YouTube's being whack because I went on YouTube a minute ago and it showed me. It's like, here's the Princess Peach's music video with Jack Black. It showed the trailer, a Mandalorian trailer, in
The
its
hell?
thumbnail instead of the fucking. So YouTube's being a little whack right now. However,
That's
this is
weird.
it is the correct video, so we can watch it. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know why it did
Anyway,
that.
so we got an overview trailer for Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp on the Nintendo Switch. Let's check this out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right on cue, baby starts barking in the other room. You hear a dog barking, it's my dog.
Hut, up and at 'em, recruit. Today begins your basic training for the Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp game. This game features tactical turn-based battles and a colorful cast of characters who will keep you on your toes. We'll cover some strategies to make sure you're in tip-top shape when you hit the battlefield. All right, troops, roll out.
Roll out.
While you work
Like the
your way through
Autobots.
two separate story campaigns,
Yes.
you'll control several different commanding officers, commonly referred to as COs. Your mission? Defending from opposing nations. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's make sure you understand the basics of battle. Maps are grid-based, and
This
units
is totally
can only move a
my
certain
type of
number
game.
spaces per turn. Depending on their type, some units can cover more distance, and others have advantages on different terrain. For example, soldiers can only move so far because they're on foot, but vehicles can cover a lot more ground.
Makes
Now, when it
sense.
comes to crossing a forest or mountain range, your soldiers are better suited for the trek. March! A unit's type also determines
March.
its range of attack. Infantry units can only attack adjacent enemies, but artillery units can cause damage from further away. As units take damage and lose HP, they'll also inflict less damage on their foes. You do have the option to join units together though, healing them back up and replenishing their ammo. Once your units have acted and you end the turn, your opponent gets to make their moves.
Big hit.
Now, let's cover how you can gain the tactical advantage. In a typical battle, you'll need
This
to
narrator,
capture your
dude.
opponent's HQ or defeat all their units to secure the win. We have a good number of units on the battlefield, but we could use a little extra firepower. By selecting one of your controlled bases, you can build more units, assuming you have the funds. More controlled properties equals more moolah.
Blah.
You want to control
Moolah.
units that are effective against the opposition. There's no such thing as the perfect army, so I recommend experimenting with all types to adapt to the situation. Perfect timing to introduce CO powers. During exchanges with your opponents, this
CO
will
power,
fill
son.
up,
What
and
kind
you'll
of
be able to
abilities do
use
you
a
get?
CO power. Extraordinary abilities that, when used at the right time, can turn the tide of battle.
Double time.
The Orange Star's Andy can use a CO power called Hyper Repair. This restores HP to all his units and increases their defense. Ready for attack. Eagle of the Green Earth Army has a CO power called Lightning Strike, which allows his units that have already acted to move again.
Oh, damn.
There's a wide variety of CO powers at your disposal,
Blizzard.
so figure out which best
Enhanced
suits your
vision.
playstyle.
Squall.
Boom! By the way,
Barbaric
this version of Advance
blow.
Wars has a couple handy new features. Want to speed up the action? Just hold down the ZR button to cruise through dialogue and
Oh man, you
combat
can speed through
animations.
everything. Look at that.
There's also a shiny new reset turn option that allows you to,
Set turn,
you guessed
huh?
it, reset the current turn. Following along so far? Good, because we're not done yet. Hoorah! If the campaign isn't enough for you,
X-Force.
then try your hand at the War Room. Here you can test your tactical prowess in a wide array of different challenges with the CO of your choice. Try to get the top ranking. Still want more? Then try Versus Mode.
Oh damn, versus
Square off
mode
locally against
PvP.
up to 3 human or computer opponents on one Nintendo Switch system, or wirelessly across 4 systems if each player has the game. Looking for more colorful battles elsewhere? Then take your tactical mind to the internet in Online Mode.
Oh well, that's
You
never
and a
mind.
friend
That's the
can
PvP.
compete head-to-head in an all-out tactical
Although I guess the other
tussle.
one is too,
You'll
but
both
this is
need a
kind of what I
Nintendo
thought we were
Switch
talking about the
system
first
and
time.
the game, as well as active Nintendo Switch Online memberships. There are a few other modes where you can spend some time, including the Design Room.
That's cool, the
Here,
design room.
You can create
Yeah,
custom maps
make
and
your own
share
map.
them online or through a local
It's not
wireless
bad.
connection. You can also pay a visit to the local commissary called Hachi Shop. The Orange Star Army's local chatterbox Hachi is ready and willing to separate you from your in-game coins in exchange for additional battle maps, COs who can
Pretty
be
cool.
used in the War Room and multiplayer modes, and more. Finally, there's an in-game gallery. Enjoy music and artwork
Gallery.
from Hachi Shop, among other assorted sundries. It's a great way to reminisce and relive fond memories.
Lucky Star.
Attention.
Gold Rush.
All right, recruit, we've reached the end of your training. Ready to show off everything you've learned?
Rank
You've
S.
got what it takes when Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp
Okay.
launches onto Nintendo Switch April
So that's
21st.
Advance Wars
Cool.
1
You
plus
can be
2.
ready to deploy on launch day by pre-ordering the game on Nintendo eShop.
So I've never played these games.
I haven't either. I want to though. All right. DT, what we got next? I think we have another trailer.
We have a few trailers actually, yeah. We have one for Resident Evil 4, The Mercenaries.
This is
Very
gonna be
quick
quick.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, very short one. But the mercenary stuff is pretty cool for let's check it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
Time to cause some mayhem.
Your boy Hunk, man, he's gotta show up here.
Right? What's mayhem mode?
I remember playing this mercenaries mode in the original Resident Evil 4. And it was
I don't think-
tough.
I don't remember doing it. I don't think I did it. Damn, there's so much happening.
Yep. Free DLC available now. That's awesome.
Cool. Freebies abound.
It's like an arcade game, yeah, pretty much.
Stop it. Jesus. YouTube.
But yeah, like I said, I remember playing that back in the day on the um, original game, and yeah, it was tough because you gotta like find time and not run out of time, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta try to do your best to not stay alive, and then you could ammo, and it's fun for a little bit, but boy is it tough. Can it be tough? But yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing the game in general. Like I wanna get the game because it looks
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And like I said, I remember playing the original one back in the day on the GameCube. So definitely one of the Resident Evil games that I have a lot of nostalgia for is Resident Evil 4. The next trailer we have here is for Everspace 2. This is the PC launch trailer. About a minute 40. And it's dropped like 4 days ago. So let's check it out if you're ready, my friend.
I'm
are you
ready.
ready?
I
3, 2,
am ready.
1, go. From Rockfish Games, this is the Everspace 2.
The only objects of real value are ancient things,
Wasn't expecting that voice.
like the one you just brought to me.
It calls me, but not on any wavelength I know.
It's a space jellyfish.
What do I care about another damn war? That's my fortune out there. I've waited too long for it already. What you see is an opportunity. What I see is something sacred.
If you are discovered, I will deny any knowledge of your existence. And as a fugitive Roslyn clone, I will be obligated to hunt you down.
Blakemore is obsessed with archaeology. The interest goes beyond historical.
That's a cool looking ship.
Oh, you want
Yeah.
to play the hero? Here in the DMZ, I call the shots.
Honestly, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. Out now on
There are
PC
moments where
and
I think our disparities are gone.
coming to consoles in
This
the
is
summer.
not one of those moments.
I love you too, Hive.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, not bad. I like the some of the ship designs and all that. Very nice.
Yes.
I may have to give that a shot because I know for the longest time I've been kind of looking for more games to play on my Hotas,
Mm-hmm.
and this is seems like another one that would fit the bill on that. So
Gotcha.
definitely have to check it out when I get the chance.
Okay.
We have another space game trailer. This one is an update for No Man's Sky. They're calling it the Interceptor update. Uh, so let's check it out. Another minute 40 here. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and
I'm ready.
watch it. All right. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
No Man's Sky and its billion updates. So this is Corrupt Worlds that they're adding in.
I'm just looking
Also-
at this dude's jetpack and helmet. I'm like, man, why
This
don't
is
I
new.
have that?
This is new. It's a Sentinel jetpack.
No Man's Sky Interceptor.
Corrupted resources.
Corrupted resources. Yeah.
The Sentinel ships are in the game now. We can take them. New starship technology. New enemies.
Or these guys.
Improved combat.
Whoa.
New ship class. Capital ship battles.
That's
Cool.
nuts. I know we say this every time, but it is crazy that they're still updating this game after all these years.
Right?
They just have not given up on this game. It's insane.
So the description for this says venture to Forsaken Sentinel Worlds in Update 4.2. Interceptor. Explore corrupted Sentinel planets, fight a legion of challenging new robotic guardians, hijack their technology, steal their ships, harvest their resources, destroy their freighters, and much, much more. So yeah, that's cool. I love... Look, man. We've said it every time fucking No Man's Sky's on here. It's awesome that they keep doing shit like this. So we don't have to... We don't have to blow them any more than we already do, so we can move on. But it is cool. And I hope they keep doing it.
Yeah. And of course, they got the patch notes for that as well. And you guys can go check that out at nomansky.com. all the cool things as they get into more detail with the corrupted planets and some of the VR stuff and the interceptor varieties, all that good stuff. The new turbojet. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, that game's awesome that they keep, you know, just keep adding into. It makes me wonder though, like, what is like their plan for this game in terms of like how long do they continue to keep supporting it before they decide, you know what, we've put so much into No Man's Sky now that I feel like it's time to move on to something else, you know?
I don't know.
I mean they've been keeping up with this game for since what, 2016 or something? When did it come out? I think it's been a long time. But anyway,
I don't remember.
um, that's just my guess. But yeah,
Yeah,
anyway, that's
2016. You're right.
so yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, man, they've been keeping up with it for a long time, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like they seem to really love it. Sean Murray seems to be like that seems to
Oh
be
yeah.
like his thing is that game. So
Yeah. It is his game. So yeah, I just think it's really cool that they've been just like since then not stopped supporting it and adding to it and kind of trying to you know uh stay true to the promise that they made with the ambition of this game originally. Um, but yeah, it's just curious. It just made me think like, man, they have who knows how many updates now, and they're just still going with it, and it's showing no signs of stopping.
yeah,
It's just cool. Uh, the next thing we have here, which is the last PC gaming news we have for today, is that the PC gaming show will return on June 11th. Um, New games, new trailers coming to you from the void left behind by E3. And of course, we have a picture of your boy Day 9 there, all smiles. Um, but yeah, the 2023 edition of the PC Gaming Show will broadcast on Twitch and other platforms on Sunday, June 11th. It will follow the Xbox Game Showcase and Xbox planned Starfield Direct presentation. Day 9 will return as host and ringleader of the showcase. So yeah, that's that's cool. We like watching the PC gaming show, so
we do.
good news.
All
But
right.
yeah, if you got nothing to add to that, Josh, that is all our gaming news for the day.
Well, that's it, man. Let's move right along, shall we?
All right, well, this is gonna be quick too because we only got one piece of news for TV because you guys got to remember a lot of the main news for TV this
Mm-hmm.
week is gonna be in the second half. But we got one thing here. It's gonna be really quick, and that is that the Stranger Things has an anime series set on Netflix. So Stranger Things will be concluding after 5 seasons over on Netflix, but the universe is expanding. An untitled animated series has been greenlit on Netflix. Flying Bark Productions and executive producer Eric Robles is developing it. Um, it's unknown what the animated series will be about, but speaking about this, the Duffer Brothers said in a statement, "We've always dreamed of an animated Stranger Things in the vein of Saturday morning cartoons that we grew up loving. And to see this dream realized has been absolutely thrilling. You couldn't be more blown away by what Eric Robles and his team have come up with. The scripts and artwork are incredible, and we can't wait to share more with you. The adventure continues." Uh, so, yeah, obviously they're going to be ending the main show, but they're going to continue it uh, in animation, which I feel like that's pretty interesting route to take it in. With them talking about like it being like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of vibe, I think totally fits the Stranger Things kind
Yeah.
of vibe and feel that they maybe want to go for. So yeah, makes total sense to me. And I may not be as high as everybody else is on Stranger Things these days, but I still enjoy it, and I'm still down to check this out whenever it comes out because who knows when that's gonna be. They're barely just now, you know, announcing it. So who knows when probably be a little bit, a year or two at the very least. But yeah, be curious. Again, we don't know what it's gonna be about. Could be about anything. They could be about brand new characters set in the universe. But I'm up for it. I'm down to check out what the Stranger Things animated series looks like.
Yeah,
Nothing to add
sounds
to that.
cool. Not really. I like the Stranger Things just fine, so I don't really have a lot to add there. It's cool.
All right, that
Move
is our
right
TV
along.
news for the week, and we can go to the movie news. This is probably one of the quickest news we've ever done because we're just cruising through this,
I
which
thought
is fine because we got a lot of Star Wars news to talk about.
what's funny is I thought we were not going to have any TV news at all. I was like, that's going to be a first for the show, I think, where one category is just completely empty because I think we've
Yeah,
always had at least one thing.
so far we haven't had that happen yet, and it almost happened this week, but it didn't. It's just crazy, man. Nobody has anything to talk about. But all right, movie news. First thing we have here is they dropped the trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse last week, and after our last episode, which is why it wasn't in the news for last week. But yeah, I reacted to this. I am so looking forward to this movie. Um, so yeah, let's check it out.
You're going to get
I
my
don't think
live
Josh has seen it
reaction
yet.
because I haven't seen this yet. Correct. I have not seen it. You're getting it
So
live.
there is a trailer. There's a trailer before the trailer. So just skip it up to 5 seconds, and then we'll start
right.
from there.
I'm at 5 seconds.
All right. If we're ready, on 3, 2, 1, play.
My name is Miles Morales. I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man. And things are going great.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be here at 5.
Alright, whatever.
Whatever.
Wow.
Whatever.
Bro, that's a good way to get killed.
Right? Bro, I love this animation style so much. It's so good.
That's not funny. Don't do that.
Bro, the bread.
Miles's grades are pretty good. A in AP Physics.
That's my little man.
And a B in Spanish.
Ooh,
That
Mira, eso es imposible.
When she snaps, the Puerto Rican flag colors are there.
And I think you know it.
I'm like, Miles, you got a Puerto Rican mama, bro. You gotta be better at Spanish than that, dude.
Alright.
Wanna get out of here?
Oh, when? So wait a minute. There's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it?
Who's the new guy?
This is unbelievable.
This is the lobby. Miguel O'Hara. The whole thing was his idea.
What's the guy gotta do to join this spider team?
You can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999-99.
Come on, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter!
Hey.
You have a baby?
He's back, baby. And he's got a baby.
He's got a baby, baby.
Yep.
Miles, being Spider-Man is a sacrifice.
Hell yeah, Katie, Miguel O'Hara.
And saving every world.
Send me home.
I can't do that.
I can do both! Spider-Man, always.
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Can't stop me now! You can't run forever.
I like how they use the music from the first movie too in the trailer. It's so good.
Yeah, and it's giving me chills too. Like,
You knew?
I have no idea what you're doing!
Everyone keeps telling me how my story.
Miguel is like scary looking.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
All stations, stop Spider-Man.
You.
What? There's so many spider people, bro. It's gonna be nuts.
I looked at my uncle and...
Let me guess. He died?
That's so bad. I love it. I'm gonna go see this one. I'm gonna go see this one in the movie theaters because I didn't see the last one there, and I regret it so much that I didn't.
Same. I also didn't didn't watch the first one, so I definitely I don't want to miss this one. I really
I
I'm
don't
gonna
either.
I'm gonna try my best to try to go watch this one. Although
Oh
man,
man,
although watching movies in the theater for me lately has been rough. But
if I
yeah,
could get a double feature of the first one and then this one, I would fucking take it. Like, because I would love to
that
see
would be
that
cool,
first one in
man.
the
Back to
theater.
back,
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
that looks great. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I
Yeah,
love the
looks
first one.
phenomenal. Looks phenomenal. Like I said, if you want to go see my first thoughts on it, I reacted to it, so go check it out. But yeah, you guys got to see Josh's here. First impressions, first thoughts. So yeah, you got anything else to add on that? To me, it looks awesome. Like I
I
loved
mean,
how
yeah,
colorful it is, the animation style, the characters. It all looks really good.
I just think it looks fucking great. I can't wait to see it. You know, like I just I I don't form coherent thoughts. I'm more like, let's just fucking go see that. That looks great, man. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, like I don't think it just all combines into this big hodgepodge of word vomit about how awesome this looks, and I want to go see it. It's like that. That's me with every reaction that I ever do. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Sure does. We got another trailer that dropped shortly after that one. And this is for Barbie. It is teaser trailer number 2. I also reacted to this one. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I was like, you know what?
Fuck it,
Why
dude.
not? Fuck it. Exactly. So I did it. You can go check out my first thoughts on that as well. But yeah, let's
You
just
can
check
get
it out. I
mine.
don't have you
I have
you
not.
haven't seen it yet.
I haven't
All
seen
right.
it.
So again, you're gonna watch Josh's first thoughts on it, first reactions to it. If you're ready,
Let's do
on
it.
3, 2, 1, play. Welcome to Barbie Land.
It is very pink.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that makes my feet hurt, dude.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Oh my god.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
So as you can see, all the Barbies and Kens, multiples, they're all the same but different.
Gosling looks whack.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
Good lord.
Yeah, Simu looks like he's having a great time.
What are you doing here?
I'm coming with you.
Did you bring your rollerblades?
I literally go nowhere without them.
He goes nowhere without his rollerblades, okay?
Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken.
If I wasn't severely injured, I would beat you off right now, Ken.
I'll beach off.
When he said that first, I was like, wait a minute, what did he say?
To beach me off first. I will beach both of you off at the same time.
I was like, hey yo, what? Like what was that?
So this movie comes out on my birthday.
What a great gift to you, my friend.
This looks so ridiculous. But at least they know what they're doing. Like, I mean, like they know what it is, so they're just making fun. Or they're not even really making fun, they're just having a good time with it, I guess should be the way to put it. It's like, did you bring your rollerblades? Oh my goodness. I gotta tell you, I am not gonna go see this in the theater though.
Well, you don't want to walk up to the fucking ticket person and be like, 1 ticket to the Barbie movie, please.
I have no problem doing that. I'm just not gonna. I'm just not gonna go see this in the movie theater.
No, that's fair. I'm not going to either. I'm not going to either. I mean,
like,
I already. First of all, I already have a bad enough time trying to go watch movies. I'm like dying to go watch in the theater. This one I could wait for sure, but I still am I'm like, it's gonna be a fun, stupid time, you know.
That's the thing is like, if I had a big group to go and it wasn't, here's this 30-year-old man seeing this silly Barbie movie on his own, then I would go, right? Like, it was like a big group of friends going and we were gonna laugh and have a good time at it. Then yeah, sure. But on my own, nah, I'm good. But it looks super silly and funny.
Yeah. Well, that's the it's the Barbie movie.
It is.
Uh, we got some other news here, and I think that that'll do it for the trailers for this portion. We got a couple more trailers coming later, but um, we got some other news, and that is that James Mangold is writing the Swamp Thing movie for DC. Not only is he just directing it, he was talking at Star Wars Celebration because he was there about some another movie that he's doing that we'll be talking about. But he revealed that yeah, he's not only directing it but also writing it. So that is really cool. He says, the truth is I'm writing both right now. Who knows what's gonna happen and what's gonna happen first or second. So there's your thing. I'm doing Swamp Thing. It's not a rumor, it's happening. I put it online. So he confirmed his involvement in Swamp Thing because it had been rumored up until this point. But now we know for sure that he's doing it, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
James Mangold Swamp Thing movie is gonna be dope. I'm here for it. I can't wait to check it out. I think Swamp Thing's a really cool character, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what his take on that is gonna be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I like James Mangold as a filmmaker. I like a lot of the stuff that he's done. So this is a good news.
Yeah, I was looking to see what all the movies he's done because I'm just bad at remembering things, and he's like a lot of his movies I love. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Um, Going from DC to Marvel real quick is that Morena Baccarin talks about Deadpool 3, and she says that the return is up in the air. We haven't agreed on terms, so it may or may not work out. And as we know, she has been in the first two movies, as Wade's, lady in those, playing the character of Vanessa Carlisle. Um, but she says, "What what's up with Deadpool 3? That's a really good question." She was saying on a podcast. I have to be very diplomatic about what I say because I'd like to be in it. They have called me about being in it. Right now, we have not agreed on terms. Not everybody sh- n- and everybody's trying their best, and I'm doing. Or everybody's trying their best and doing their best. It may or may not work out. I don't know. I do think this movie, since Marvel Disney acquired Deadpool, this Deadpool universe, we're trying to reinvent it a little bit. This movie's gonna be much more about Wolverine and Deadpool, so we'll see. Hugh's gonna be a huge part of it. I'm sure he'll be great. So yeah, she was talking about it on a podcast that she was on because they were asking her about that, which obviously fair enough. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll see if she becomes a part of it. I think it'd be kind of a mistake not to have her in there.
Yeah,
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens.
you never know.
You never know, indeed. I mean, it's gonna be fun regardless because we have Hugh Jackman and along with Ryan, and those two are gonna be ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. You just be ashamed not to bring her back and include her in on you know continued story of this. But it is good that they have like reached out to her and they haven't agreed yet, but they're still kind of working on it. So I think that does bode well. Regardless. So yeah. If you got nothing to add to that, then we are going to move on. And we have a couple other things here, such as um, this one. When I heard about it, I was like, what? But the the thing is, uh, Jason Momoa is going to be doing a Minecraft movie that is going to be coming out on April 2025, and that is nuts because what the hell? I never would have expected that to be a thing. Although, like, I guess it shouldn't be super surprised. I mean, anything can happen nowadays with actors in movies, and they sometimes they get people you would never would have thought of or anything like that. But it's just like that's kind of nuts. They're getting him for this, but yeah, Napoleon Dynamite filmmaker is going to be directing, and it's supposed to be coming out April 4th, 2025. Mojang Studios is obviously going to be handling it as they are the Minecraft people. But yeah, they've Warner Brothers has been making some scheduling as well. They're moving some movies around, and yeah, this one's getting slotted. Minecraft movies getting slotted into that, so pretty crazy. Uh, but yeah, Jason Momoa, Minecraft. It's wild.
That's the thing. It exists, apparently, or will eventually.
It will be a thing. Yeah. The last piece of news we got here is that Lionsgate has set John Wick spinoff Ballerina for a summer 2024 release. The Ana de Armas film will be debuting on June 7th, 2024. Um, yeah, that's cool. I still haven't seen John Wick 4 yet, but
So good.
regardless of that, I'm excited for checking this one out as well. Um, yeah, I can't wait to watch these. Josh has seen John Wick 4 already, obviously, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it myself. And I've heard just nothing but good things. But the ballerina is going to be Ana de Armas's character is a assassin trained in the traditions of the Ruska Roma. She uses her killer skills to get revenge when her family is killed by hitman. And the movie is going to be starring Angelica Houston, Gabriel Byrne, the late Lance Reddick, Catalina Sandino Moreno, Norman Reedus, Ian McShane, and Keanu Reeves are all coming back as well. Shay Hatton wrote the script, and yep, again coming out on June 7th, 2024. So a year basically is all you gotta wait for the next chapter in the John Wick verse. Um, so yeah, and
Oh yeah,
that'll
dude.
do it for our news portion of this week, man. That was the pretty quick. Um, so yeah, that's uh that's where we
Hey,
stop for now.
that's the way it is
Uh,
sometimes, man. This is the way it be. Um, yeah, I don't personally need a break, DT. I don't know if you do. Do you need
I
to?
I
Or
I do need to take one real
okay,
quick,
we'll take a quick
but
break and then we'll be
we'll
right.
be back, and then we'll continue with celebration 2023 because we got a lot to talk about. Go get a drink or a snack or whatever, or take a bathroom break, and we'll be right back because yeah, we got plenty to talk about. So you know, go do your thing, guys, and we'll be back in a minute.
Be right back after this, guys. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of our show, which will be Star Wars Celebration London 2023. DT, hard to believe they didn't announce anything at all at this year's celebration. No, I'm kidding. Obviously,
Man,
I'm joking. There's a lot. There's a lot to go over,
what
talk about.
a fantastic celebration this was.
Indeed.
I am uh saddened that I was not able to go to this one because man, they had a lot of good stuff there. Um yeah, I think it's just nuts that um like on the first day that they started, they came out swinging with some of these announcements. So they had the Lucasfilm showcase panel. Um, and they, like I said, they came out like strong. Um, they had a lot of really good stuff on that first day. They were talking about some of their you know projects they're gonna be doing coming up with TV and movies and stuff, and we'll get to that. But I wish I could have gone um this year like I was at last year's. Last year's was cool because I mean I went and I had pictures and stuff and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
If I had known that Katie was gonna be back in time, we should have invited her because she went. So
Yeah.
you guys may remember Katie, one of our friends, Katie 120. She has been on the podcast a few times before. Um, I didn't know she'd be back in time. I guess I wasn't quite sure how her timeline was looking, but it would have been cool to invite her and show off some of her stuff that she got the experience and you know look at and she was at that panel, the Lucasfilm showcase one. But yeah, I'm just glad she had a good time. It was her first celebration,
Yeah, Katie,
and
I would have brought it up too if I wasn't sure if you'd be back, same as DT, but I also wasn't sure if like even if you were back, I imagine it probably pretty tiring, too. I wasn't sure if she'd want to be on just from that, so that's why I never even brought it up
yeah.
either. But
Yeah,
it
we hope
did
she had a
cross
good
my
time
mind.
though. There was a lot of a couple of our friends that got to go and check it out and see all of the cool stuff that was going on over there. Um, so yeah, they had a lot of things to talk about. Do you wanna get into
Yeah,
talking
let's
about
hit
this,
it.
or is there anything else you wanna say before we dive right in?
No, just that I'm excited. We should definitely hop in and just talk about some of this cool shit. So.
All right, so Solar Celebration London 2023. It was a 4-day event. Each day had a few big things happen, which is honestly pretty dope because there's been celebrations in the past where they kind of didn't, and yeah, it's just great that they like every day I feel like had something that was pretty cool, and I like stayed up every night, like it was like really early in the morning for me, and I still was like I gotta check this out. The hype was too strong. I couldn't go to sleep. Like it was, I didn't want to. It was just
What's funny is I did do a couple of those nights. Not that last one, but I did a couple of nights. Stayed up with you.
I did
Stayed up
it.
with you
I
that
did
one
it.
night.
I
Yeah.
did it. Yeah, I did it every day, and I'm glad I get to sleep a normal time tonight. I'll tell you that
Hell
much.
yeah.
But that was fun, man. That was fun. Just like checking out the live stream and the people live blogging and checking Twitter and all that stuff. And yeah, it was cool. But yeah, we're just gonna go day by day. Um, and yeah, it's that's how we're gonna do it. So let's start with Thursday. They revealed the Lego revealed the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi dioramas. So the first thing we got here is the speeder bike chase on Endor, which very very cool. These little like diorama pieces that they have are so awesome, but
Yeah, they look cool.
they cost so much more than normal Lego sets. But they did one for the speeder bike chase, and they have one for the throne room duel. They both look awesome. They both look really cool, and I would love to have them both. Because the Return of the Jedi, for those of you who don't know, is my second favorite Star Wars movie of all of them. And yeah, this movie's awesome, and I like so many things about it. And yeah, I would love to have both of these little diorama pieces.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic.
They're great.
So that was cool. That was on Thursday. So this was even before the celebration itself started. But you know, it was just like here's something to get us, you know, kind of started was the revelation of that. But Friday, the first day of the event, um, they had the Lucasfilm showcase panel. So they had a lot of things. They talked about Andor season 2 and the Acolyte and the Mandalorian, Skeleton Crew, and then Ahsoka. So they revealed a new trailer for, or the first trailer for Star Wars Ahsoka the series. And well, it's the teaser, but man, so they had a teaser and a poster, and they had everybody go up there. And man, let me tell you guys, I the hype for this show
Mhm.
for me is like, man, oh man, I cannot wait, dude. I
I can't
cannot wait to
either.
talk about this
It's
and
gonna be
watch it.
great.
And I wish it was August because this is incredible.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go ahead and watch the trailer here. Actually,
Alright.
the poster, throw up the poster first, and then we'll watch the trailer. Um, because yeah, I mean, wow. So there's a poster. It's Rosario Dawson's face as Ahsoka, and the Leku. You know, everything looks good. August 2023 is when it's coming out. Pretty cool. First poster for this series. Um, but yeah, now we have the teaser. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna check it out. Uh, we already reacted to this.
We did.
So if you want to go check out our first initial thoughts, go check that out. But we're just gonna talk about it here a little bit more and just, you know, go over all of it. So if you're ready, Josh,
I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, go.
Something's coming. Something dark. I sense it.
This is a new beginning. For some, war.
Fucking Hera and Chopper, dude, and the Phantom 2, and Shin and Balin.
I'm gonna start crying. I'm getting fucking tears in my eyes, dude.
It's been a while.
And damn, Natasha looks so good as Sabine, man. She looks so good as Sabine. Fucking Mon Mothma, dude. And Senator Ziono and Thrawn himself.
Yeah.
Lars Mikkelsen, dude. He's back as Thrawn.
As heir to the Empire.
Heir to the Empire, dude. Morgan Elsbeth. Balin fighting Ahsoka. It's insane. Look at Tara. Oh man. Look at Shin piloting that ship like a badass, and then Balin's over here just destroying these New Republic bros. Ezra, Inquisitor. Man.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Huyang. Dude.
Oh, that's a good trailer.
I mean, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Dude, I watched this. It was like 4:30 my time. 4:30 a.m. And it was like, I was like, how am I supposed to sleep after this?
Right?
How am I supposed to go to sleep after watching this shit? And it just, everything that we see there has like surpassed like just what I like. I heard things about this show. Like I had heard about the characters of Balin and Shin and you know Thrawn and like some of the villains and other things that we're supposed to be getting in the show that were not in this trailer, but they now sound very, very real because of this trailer. It kind of confirms a lot of things. Um I'm dude, I can't even like everything about it, like just from the beginning, like Ahsoka dropping in to the ground with the saber move that she did from Clone Wars, and just getting to see finally Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera, and we get to see Chop in the Phantom 2, and just the introduction of Balin and Shin. Amazing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Stevenson and Ivana Sakno are gonna kill it. Um Natasha as Sabine. So I was at last year's celebration when they showed us like the very, very first official like footage that they had. They had only been filming for like 2 weeks at the time. And we got to see from what I saw of that, I was already super on board. Um, but man, this just elevates the hype to like a completely like another level. Like it's so good, man. They all look amazing. Um, yeah, they all look so good, and I'm so excited to get into this and just see what these characters have been up to since we last saw them in Rebels. And I mean, like live action Lothal. I mean, come on, man. Like, are you kidding me? This is just, ugh. I cannot wait. I simply cannot wait. They confirmed it's going to be 8 episodes. Um, August. They also, I believe, did they? I think they announced the. I know that for some of the other shows, they announced the directors list. Uh,
Uh,
but I'm trying to. Oh, they did announce the
yeah, I
lineup
thought
for
I thought they
directors.
did. Sure.
Yeah, they so not only did they announce the list of directors, but they announced that Kevin Kiner is gonna be scoring the show, which that is huge, man. Kevin Kiner, as we know, did the Clone Wars and the animated stuff. And he's coming back. He's big on obviously Ahsoka. He did the theme. You can kind of hear it in the trailer as well. And we
Yeah.
have our list of directors for the 8 episodes. So we have Dave Filoni, Steph Green, Peter Ramsey, Jennifer Getzinger, uh, Gita Patel, and Rick Famuyiwa. So yeah, that that's so awesome. That is just obviously Dave's gonna do more than one episode. It's his show and Ahsoka's his character, so I would
Yeah.
imagine he's gonna be doing that. But we got the other 5 directors as well, and I like that Rick is coming back. Peter Ramsey, obviously, he did an episode of this season of Mando. Steph Green did Book of Boba. So yeah, we got yeah. I'm so hyped, man. Like everything about this show that I've heard, that I've seen, ah, Kevin Kiner doing the music, man. I'm just over like the moon excited. This could be such a phenomenal show if they can do it right, and I have no doubt that they will. I don't think Dave is gonna you know not do his own character justice. So yeah, I feel like I've been talking a lot, but I'm just so excited about this series and this trailer and just everything we got to see. But Josh, let them know your thoughts on the not only just the trailer, but the show and just everything that they kind of announced at this panel
Yeah.
for the show.
Um. So obviously, I'm super excited. If you saw my reaction on YouTube, I was just like speechless the entire fucking time. Um. And honestly, the thing I'm most excited about is just Ray Stevenson and it being in fucking Star Wars because I love him. Uh, ever since I saw Rome, I've liked him. Um, So my boy's gonna be in
Your boy
Star Wars
Titus
now,
Pulla.
playing as fucking Balon, or however they say
Balin,
it.
yeah.
I'm not sure
His
how they're gonna
name,
say
his
it.
character name is Balin Skull.
Yeah,
Um,
and it looks so good. Like I don't even know what to say. Like it is gonna be so good to get to see all these characters again and see where they've it's been so long since we've seen them and how they've grown and changed and what this is eventually gonna lead to and the fucking whole heir of the empire thing and like just the whole deal. It's really exciting. Like I just get chills watching that trailer. Like I've watched a couple of reactions since that, but that's the second time I've seen the trailer with just watching it without somebody reacting to it. So I I'm just I'm fucking excited. Like I'm much like DT. I want it to be August already. I think I even said that when it aired. I was like, oh, why can't it be August already? Like, come
yeah,
on.
I so excited. I am very much looking forward to that.
And Thrawn, bro,
Yeah, man,
fucking
Lars.
Thrawn. Who would have thought? Even though all that stuff is non-canon anymore, who would have thought all those years ago, right? When that character was originally created, you're gonna get to see him in live action. It's gonna take a very long time to get there, but he's there. You're gonna get to see him. Like that's insane to me, and I eat it up. It is the best thing ever. I love Star Wars. Okay, it's the best.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I just oh man, such excitement. And yeah, fucking Dave, being the lover of wolves that he is, named the two villains Balin Skull and Shin Hati because in Norse mythology, Skull and Hati are two wolves who chase the sun and the moon. So
Yeah.
there's Dave for you with some Norse wolves mixing in the Star Wars. I think that's cool though, man. I'm so excited for both of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Balin and Shin, they look really cool, really interesting. They got like these fiery orange red lightsabers that are not quite red. So I definitely noticed that right away too. And just
Yeah.
I'm excited to have Hu Yang back. You know, David Tennant's returning to voice him as well. I'm loving Mary and Natasha's Hera and Sabine. I like that we're getting Diana Lee and Asanto back as Morgan Elsbeth. She was a really interesting character in Mando season 2, and her HK droids are back as well. Um, Lothal and the Loth Cats and Sabine's Wallard, and just I'm ready to see Chopper be a absolute lunatic psychopath in live action, like he was in Rebels, and just I can't wait, man. Mon Mothma being Chancellor Mon Mothma at this point in time. And then the dude next to her, one of the senators, Senator Ziono, is the dad of Kaz from Resistance, the main character of Resistance. So that's cool that he's gonna be, you know, uh, part of this. And just, I mean, yeah, I just have nothing but good things to say about it. This is easily one of my most anticipated shows of anything, any piece of media coming up, and I can't believe we're only 4 months away because I I wish we had it now, but, you know, I I'm glad we don't have to wait till next year. I'm glad it's this year, you know, we're only several months away. Like, I'm just so hyped and excited, and
Yeah.
yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about this. I'm loving everything we're seeing from this, so, yeah.
Sure. For sure.
Um, some of the other stuff they talked about in that panel apart from Ahsoka, if you got nothing else to if
No,
you wanna wrap up the Ahsoka talk, we can move on to other things, but
we
yeah,
can move right
it's
along. Just excitement. Yeah.
the other things he talked about was Andor season 2. Uh, Showrunner Tony Gilroy was with Diego Luna and the rest of the cast members like Adria Arjona and Genevieve and Andy Serkis and Kyle. Um, and They were talking about season 1 and the reaction to it and how they're shooting season 2 right now. He says, "We're going as quickly as we can to come back with the second half of this and finish it off proudly and make you proud of us," says Tony Gilroy. Diego Luna spoke as well. He says, "This city means a lot to me, and I feel part of this community, but most of all, he was grateful for the support the fans have shown to the series. We're really happy to be here because it means we're still doing Andor. There was always a feeling of what's going to happen if they don't like it. And we're here because you liked it." They showed a short teaser with glimpses of the main characters and some intense action. If we do not stand together, we will be crushed, Mon Mothma says. And it closed with a different looking Cassian Andor. He had some new drip, new haircut, and yeah, that was what they showed for Andor season 2. Makes sense that they had something for the people there.
Mhm.
Then they talked about the Acolyte. They had the cast show up for that as well. Leslie Headland and everybody there. Um, she came out on stage with a Jedi, a Wookiee Jedi, who was going to be played by Jonas Suotamo, who portrayed Chewie in the sequel trilogy after Peter Mayhew. And he is now going to be playing the character of Kelnaka, the Wookiee Jedi Master from the Acolyte. And I'm just very happy for him that he's going to get a chance to, you know, come not only come back to Star Wars, but continue to play a Wookiee. And not only that, but he's going to be playing a Wookiee Jedi Master. Like, that is just awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
And yeah, everybody, the main cast came out on stage. Rebecca Henderson, Lee Jae-jung, Charlie, I already said Rebecca Henderson, my bad. Daphne Keane, Amanda Stenberg, Manny Jacinto, Dean Charles Chapman, uh, Jodie, Jodie Turner Smith. Like, this is a really like good cast. Like, I'm really digging it. And yeah, fucking Amanda even came out in cosplay. She had the Padme cosplay on from episode 2. She's a big cosplayer, so she's like, why not? Um, but Leslie Headland said that she wanted to tell a story from the perspective of the villains, and the High Republic, the prime of the Jedi, and time of peace was the ideal setting. This is when the bad guys are outnumbered, she said. They are the underdogs, and so it seemed like the perfect part of the timeline to explore in live action. Uh, she named in her aspirations as samurai and martial arts films with a focus on relationships from master and apprentice to siblings. We went back to a lot of films that inspired George Lucas. And another interesting thing that she described the show as, she's describing this show as Frozen meets Kill Bill, which, take of that what you will. That is a very interesting pairing. But that's how she's describing the show, and Amanda Stenberg even said so. And it's just, it's interesting. I would have, I'm not. I'm To be honest with you, I'm not even quite sure what to even think of that myself. But everything I've seen so far and heard is exciting.
Well, what I would get out of at least the Frozen part, having seen that movie several times due to having nieces, nephews, and also that movie's a good movie. No matter what you say, it's like. And then what she says earlier in this article, which is like, it's about relationships and masters and apprentices, but mostly siblings. One of the biggest things about the Frozen movie is like the sibling relationship that those two sisters have, and it growing over the course of that movie and things like that. So I wonder if that is what
Probably,
she
yeah. It's the
means by
story
saying
of the
Frozen.
story of sisters. Yeah, could be.
Yeah. So like when she says Frozen, like, say what you will about that, the relationship. I think the relationship parts of that movie is one of the strongest parts of that movie, and if they do something like that in the Acolyte, that's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. The Kill
Yeah.
Bill stuff that I imagine would be like, I wouldn't even know where to where to begin with. I've actually never seen Kill Bill, other than like I've seen scenes of it, but I've never seen the whole movie series or the movie.
Hmm.
I haven't seen the movie series at all, other than like a
Okay.
few scenes here and there.
Gotcha. I've seen them. It's been a while, but yeah, I imagine is just going into like some of the other like uh you know martial arts movies and kind of stuff that she had been talking about. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. But they showed everybody their sneak peek at the show with a teaser. Um, and it began with younglings with in a meditative exercise, and Jedi Master Lee, Lee Jae-jung's character, who is a Jedi Master, uh, says, "Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. Force is powerful. It is power. It is a power we must respect." And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and we see Carrie Ann Moss, who's also playing a Jedi in this, uh, doing some kung fu shit against a blade wielding assailant, and it ending with several Jedi igniting their lightsabers before an unseen foe, and they got a huge ovation from the crowd. So that to me is very exciting. Um, uh, there probably somebody probably recorded these and they're out there
Oh,
somewhere.
it definitely is.
And if you, I'm sure if you were curious to go check it out, I'm sure you can find it if you look hard enough. But yeah, it all sounds really awesome to me. I This is another show that I really cannot wait for. I was listening to Leslie uh being interviewed about the show, and she just, I think she kind of gets it and understands like just how much, like how like the importance of like kind of the things we're gonna be like dealing with here. Like she really refers to like the high, she's like really tapped into the High Republic era, and like, she really like stresses and emphasizes the fact that like this is we're gonna kind of bridge the gap between the High Republic Jedi and the prequel era Jedi. Like this is basically gonna be like, how do we get to the Phantom Menace? So that I
Right?
am, as a prequel fan, I am very, 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 very excited to see how we get to that point. And yeah, I can't wait, man. It's definitely another one of my more anticipated shows. And another thing that was announced for this show that was not at this panel was at the High Republic panel. They announced that one of the main characters of the High Republic era, Vernestra Rowe, is going to be in this show. So she's going to be the first character from the High Republic era to transition from the books to live action. And yeah, Vernestra Rowe is going to be played by Rebecca Henderson, uh, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool that we're getting one of the
Yeah,
major characters from that in this show.
it's pretty
I
exciting.
wasn't sure how that would work because this is set like years after that whole like main High Republic stuff in the books.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know the math of how old she would be at this time, but I'm sure they know what they're doing with that, and and all that. But I think it's really cool, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just very excited for the show. I can't wait to get something in Star Wars live action that is not in the, you know, reign of the Empire through, you know, or I guess follow the Republic to the, where the sequel era or whatever,
Yeah.
basically non-Skywalker saga timeline stuff. I'm excited we're finally getting something like that in live action, and it's just gonna be just really cool to look at and check out. And I'm just, yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be
very,
cool
very, very
to
looking to it.
see like the Jedi at their super height of power, right? Like this is like
Yeah,
them and their
yeah,
true Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur glory
straight up.
days. So
Like the Sith
it's
aren't
gonna
even
be cool.
around. They're kind of just, you know, unmatched at this point. Like they're, you know, which is interesting to see how we get to from
Hmm.
that to how we get to Phantom Menace, and the prequel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. Um yeah, this is I'm excited. Do you I saw some people I'm just gonna ask since I saw this. You like the new logo more than the old logo? I saw some people like kind of like the old logo a little more because they did come out with a new one. It's right here. I'll show you guys on
Yeah,
the
they
screen.
did. We haven't mentioned that they did come out with a new logo. I like it. I think it is interesting. Um, I think this one maybe more reflects kind of more of the overall, uh, show. Like, yes, it's gonna be about the bad guys, but obviously we're gonna be focusing on Jedi as well. So I kind of this feels more like a neutral logo to me, as
Mhm.
opposed to the first one felt like totally dark side and like
Yeah, the
with
first
the
one was
red and
really
everything.
really gets you like I get why it was the first logo because it's like, ooh, look at that logo. What's going on here? You know, it's very it's obviously dark side, but it's also kind of mysterious with like the the logo is actually like battle damaged a little bit from a lightsaber blade, and it's like, oh, this is very mysterious. I think it makes sense once they have the full grasp of what they're doing to redo it and make it more neutral, like you said. Um,
Yeah.
it's
So
I think it looks fine.
I like both logos, but I think this one probably more accurately represents what the show is gonna be, you know. So yeah, I feel like that that's
Yeah.
the change doesn't bother me like may other people. Um yeah. So if you got nothing else to add on to the High
No.
Repub or the Acolyte, which again, just very excited for that one as well. Um we'll talk about some of the other stuff in that panel, which we had John Favreau, Dave Filoni, Rick Famuyiwa talking about building on their building on the Star Wars universe and with the Mandalorian season 3 and moving forward with all that and um they Famuyiwa Rick Famuyiwa, who directed the last 2 episodes of the season, which we still have to see, said that examining this idea around culture and what it means to be a Mandalorian and what the title means, who are we talking about? A lot of interesting seeds have been planted that we'll see some resolution on. And then they kind of brought up Ahmed Best's return as Kellerman Beck, and they said that you know um, uh, in their discussions of trying to figure out who would be the Jedi to save Grogu from Order 66, they John Favreau was like, it had to be somebody, like who around that time, who around that timeline would be around that would make sense. And they said that the Jedi Temple Challenge character, Kellerman Beck, was already the kind of caretaker of the younglings. And he said, well, what better choice than to have Ahmed
Mhm.
Best come back and portray that character. And so he was like, it had to be somebody who cares about Star Wars as much as you guys do. Dave Filoni said, I don't think there's anybody better than Ahmed. And yeah, he Favreau noted how people were beyond enthusiastic about Keller and Beck returning, and yeah, it was he said that was as much fun as the episode in itself,
Hell yeah.
which yeah, that was so cool, so awesome. And I'm pretty sure that I think later that th- or in that panel they also talked about like what's coming up, and um people got to see the 7th episode, the one we're gonna be seeing this week. They got to watch it already, so there's a little bit of news on that out there as well, from people who have seen it. And they talked about Skeleton Crew as well. So they brought out the cast members of Skeleton Crew, like Jude Law and all the kids, Ravi Kabo Conyers, Kiriana Crater, and Robert Timothy Smith. And Jude Law says, "I was 6 years old when this galaxy gripped me. I've been in preparation ever since." Um, and they also revealed the directors of the series, John Watts, David Lowery, Jake Schreier, and the Daniels as well from, obviously Everything Everywhere. And they showed a teaser focusing on a group of children going off into space for an unknown reason. Uh, don't you ever want to do anything exciting? One asks, while adults are desperate for them to return home safely. And near the end, we hear Jude Law's character who draws something close to his hand with the Force, and someone says, "You're a Jedi." Um, the way that I've heard this show described as, it's kind of like a Goonies, Stranger Things, kind of those old Amblin movies, uh, kind of vibe with it. And they keep saying that, like, even though there's gonna be kids in it, it's not necessarily a kids show. Um, it's just like basically the idea is, what if we took ordinary civilians or people from Star Wars and put them in an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
Like, because up until this point, Star Wars has been like, oh, here's this badass, and here's this person who's destined to be on a journey and an adventure, and to fulfill their destiny. And this is like, what if we just took some kids and put them, throw them in an adventure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to admit that I'm not the most excited about this, but I'm still gonna watch it. It's a part of the connected, you know, tissue to the Mando and Ahsoka and Book of Boba, and in the teaser they had what's his name, Vane from the Mandalorian, so we know that he's gonna show up again in this, and yeah, there's a it has I think this has potential to maybe surprise, because kind of I think most of us are kind of like me, and me as well, are kind of like sleeping on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, it's Star Wars, so just you just know that there's, even if the show as a whole in general may not be like the coolest, most badass thing you've ever seen, that there's gonna be some cool stuff in it. Um, so we should definitely keep that in mind going forward with this one. But yeah, that's what they had to show on that one and talk about for that. Um, and then they also talked about three new Star Wars movies being announced. So this right here is interesting because we got three new uh we got the announcement of three new movies coming out. So the first one is that James Mangold, not only is he, you know, going to be doing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny for them. Well, he already did that, but they liked, I guess, him and his work so much on that movie that they're like, "Hey, we're gonna let you have a Star Wars movie." And his movie will be about the dawn of the Jedi, set 25,000 years before anything we know. So this is like going way, 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 way back. And it is quite interesting because the name of it alone seems to be like they're going uh off of the old novels, Dawn of the Jedi, with the Jedi and the Ashla and the Bogan, and all that cool, interesting stuff from way back when. Um, but yeah, it'll be covering the first Jedi, and they're describing that movie as a biblical epic, um, which is very intriguing. I am actually quite intrigued and interested to see how that
Let
pans
my
out.
Jedi
Maybe a little bit.
go. I think this is really exciting because it's gonna be get to see the birth like on screen of everything that we love now, uh,
Yeah.
at its beginning. So that's gonna be really really cool and interesting. And I I love expanding world building and stuff. So it's gonna be really cool to get to see that. So to see how that's gonna be. I'm curious to who
Yeah.
they're gonna have as the cast and all of that. I know that's gonna be
Oh
ages
yeah.
down the road
We're
before we hear any of that, but
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
Um, and then Dave Filoni's movie, which he's going to be directing, is going to be in the New Republic era, which is going to be closing out the interconnected stories of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, all these shows that are connected in the New Republic era. So he's going to have like an Avengers Endgame level, movie with Thrawn as Thanos, basically,
Pretty fucking cool.
ending off this whole story that we've been following for a few years now. And that's going to be cool. And then probably one of the I think probably the most well, never mind, I'm not gonna say that, but definitely a very interesting choice for a movie is that we're gonna be getting Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy's film, which is gonna be set 15 years after the events of the Rise of Skywalker, and will feature Daisy Ridley. She's coming back as Rey to build the new Jedi Order. Um, and before, well, actually, Josh, I'd like to hear your thoughts on all these movies, and let the people know what you think about the 3 new movies that were announced and like which one you're looking forward to the most, or if any, or
Mhm.
and all that. And while you do that, I'm gonna find a picture of the new timeline that they released, so
Yes.
we can
Okay.
throw that up and talk about that.
Okay. So thoughts here. I'll give you. Uh, the one I'm probably most excited about will be shit. Like I was gonna be like the Dave Filoni movie because but it's everything that's currently going on, right? So the
Yeah,
hype is like it's not fair. It's being like everything that's going on right now. I'm living in it. And I'm getting to experience it right now. Whereas I'm sure once I get closer to like the Dawn of the Jedi, I'm gonna be excited for that. And I'm even excited for the Daisy Ridley's comeback. Like even though I know people, and I myself have, and I'm sure we're going to get into this even more. Uh,
yeah,
Obviously, well, I wasn't the biggest fan of the sequel movies. Like maybe time will be kinder to them at some point, but um, I I find it most interesting, and I think I don't want to be like I think it's going to be good, but I do think it's going to be like I think those sequel movies had a lot on them, on their shoulders. That they had a lot that they. It's kind of like when you play Mass Effect Andromeda after playing the original trilogy, right? Like, there's a lot that comes with that name, right? And there's a lot that comes with the Star Wars, and particularly the Skywalker name attached to it. Uh, and that's a big burden to have to carry on and try and live up to a sequel trilogy. Um, so I think that one, they've learned from those 3 movies and what worked and what didn't work. Two, that is not. I hope. I don't think it should have any of that previous weight that it might have had on it before to live up to something. Um, I think a lot of the legacy of those previous characters, those previous heroes that were coming back, should stay with those sequel movies and kind of let this new uh thing kind of be on its own, really, you know what I'm saying? And
yes.
uh I'm most interested in seeing where it goes after that. Uh like I don't it takes a lot for me to hate anything, and I didn't hate the sequels. They just weren't my favorites, and I definitely had some things about them that I didn't like quite a bit, but I never hated any of the actors or anybody that did any of it. Mistakes happen, things happen. That's just life. And I'm glad that they are going to get another crack at it. I hope some of the previous cast from those sequel movies decide to come back if that's what they want to do. I would love for them to get to come
Same.
back if they want to. And I'm not even going to be like do justice to their characters. Just to continue to build on and improve on those characters' relationships and histories and things like that, if they so choose to. And I hope they take the time to do that if they want to. Um, but yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. DT, I believe you sent me
I sent you the picture of the
image.
timeline that you could throw up, and then I'll share my thoughts. So I'm looking
Yes.
forward to all 3 of these movies. Um, I don't know if I have one that I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, it's easy to say the Dave Filoni one because that's we know
Yeah,
for
right.
sure where we're going towards. Like we know like we're getting Thrawn and we're gonna have all these people teamed up and we're heading towards a specific point of like all this stuff colliding and coming together. Um, but yeah, so this timeline that we got here, this is recreated by a Reddit user named iGrucci. So shout out to them for
Yeah.
recreating it. I was gonna use one of the like pictures somebody took, but it's like I'd
It's a
rather
it's it's a photo of a photo. It doesn't look as
yeah,
good, you know.
yeah. So we'll just use something cleaner like this, like even if it's just a recreation. But
Hey,
again, shout
that's
out to
fair.
iGrucci.
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
this is the
iGrucci.
timeline here. So we got Dawn of the Jedi, which obviously is going to be where the James Mangold movie is going to be set. We have the Old Republic, yes sir,
It's
the Old
on here.
Republic. We got
Yeah.
the High Republic, Fall of the Jedi, which is prequel era, Reign of the Empire, which is like dark times, like in between the prequels and the original trilogy. Age of the Rebellion, OT era, the New Republic, which is where we're at right now with the Mandoverse and the Ahsoka and all these other shows. Rise of the First Order, which is sequel time, and then the new movie uh is going to be set in the new Jedi Order timeline, which I mean, look at the sucking symmetry between some of these logos. I mean, look at the new Jedi Order and then go all the way back to Dawn of the Jedi, and it's like that is pretty dope. But yeah, I going back to the movies, I am just first of all, just to go off of what Josh was saying about the new Jedi Order movie, which is what I'm going to be calling it from now on, even if that's not the actual name. Um, I'm so glad that Daisy decided to come back
Mhm.
and that she got a warm reception and all the love from everybody there, because as somebody who I also am not the biggest fan of the sequel movies. There's a lot of things I do not like about them. But the characters is not that. I actually do like the characters. I think Ray's a awesome character. I think Daisy played her really well, and my issues with those movies is story and just you know decision making that I just am not a fan of. But um, I think Daisy is awesome. I'm glad she's coming back, and yeah, I hope like this will make Oscar and John want to come back as well, and we'll see who else. But yeah, I think kind of to what Josh was saying as well, like those sequel movies, they had to kind of live up to something, and in my eyes, they did not. Um, and that's a conversation for a whole other day. I'm not gonna get into that, but um, you're starting 15 years after that last movie, so you don't. You're kind of like you have 15 years to play with in that time, so
Mhm.
you could do things in between the Rise of Skywalker and the New Jedi Order that are you know, you have time to mess with. Like one of the things I didn't like about one of the many things I didn't like about The Last Jedi is the fact that it starts literally right after The Force Awakens. There is no time jump. You don't have you have no room to do anything because it starts right after. Um and I don't know. I and even from The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker, there's only 1 year. Like there's only 1 year gap. Like there's not in the whole sequel trilogy takes place in the span of like a year. Like it doesn't like the prequels are like over a span of like over a decade. Like it's huge amount of time. Original trilogy is like a span of like what 4 years. Like it's nuts. And yeah, I just there isn't a lot you can do with when you just kind of are like, all right, here's we're just gonna pick up this movie right after the last one, and uh, it didn't help that like Carrie Fisher unfortunately you know passed away and stuff, and again, there are things that go into that, but I like the fact that you're going into this new movie with 15 years of, space in between, so you can kind of play around with those 15 years and create stories in there and kind of basically you don't have to like rely so much on stuff that happened there. You can kind of start a bit fresher and newer with, you know, this new movie, and like you could bring back Ray and you could not bring back other characters and you could bring back others. Like it's I think the potential is there. And again, my issue with the sequels was never the actors or the characters. It's just, what they decided to do with the characters and the story and how they went about it. The lack of vision and all that. But yeah, I think that is just cool. I'm glad Daisy's coming back. I'm really happy for her and just everybody who's a fan of that character and include I'm a fan of that character, so I'm glad
Yeah.
she's coming back. And then yeah, Dawn of the Jedi, just not a whole lot to go off of, but I think the prospect of that is intriguing. I Part of me is kind of scared, not scared, but part of me is like, do I want to see the origins of the Jedi? Like, I kind of do, but at the same time, I'm like, what does that even look like? Like, how does you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just like I don't know. There's a part of it that's like I kind of like the mystery, but then it's like no, I kind of do want to see some of that explored. Um, so I don't know. My hope is that they do it well. I
Yeah.
mean, James Mangold again is going to be a great guy to do it. He's I think also going to be writing it. Uh, but yeah, that's sounds cool. And yeah, I already mentioned what I feel about the Dave one. That's just that right now is easily of the three the one where it's like we know where we're going, we know what we're doing. It's very exciting. So
And he
yeah.
he definitely deserves a movie. Like
Oh yeah,
we
he's
all agree with that. Like
we know that he's been wanting to do one for a long time, and he's well deserved of having one and doing one, and seeing him rise the ranks of being like George's apprentice and Padawan to now being like the head of the animation stuff, and then being promoted to live action, and then now he's like doing letting now he's being the George to other people at Lucasfilm who are like
right?
under him, and he's teaching them the ways to kind of guide Lucasfilm forward in the future in animation and everything. And it's cool, man. It's just really cool to see. And I'm happy for him and glad for him. And I'm excited for what they got cooking for us. And I'm just this timeline makes me so happy, man. Like finally, Star Wars is at a place where I've always wanted it to be. Where we have this just we can tell stories and jump in and out of any era of the timeline the way it should be. You don't have to stick to the, Skywalker saga timeline. You know how many years this spans in the timeline? Like just all these eras right here. This spans so much time. And the
Mhm.
crazy thing is, you could make a show in an era and be like, here are these characters. They're cool. People like them. Oh shit. We can make a spin-off off of these characters and you could just go on and on and on. And it's like Star Wars is never ending. Like you could do anything in any of these eras, and it's like there's so much potential, man. And they are obviously borrowing off of Legends. We know that they like to borrow from Legends and put stuff in to canon from time to time, and I love that they do that, and I hope they continue to do that. And it's just exciting times, man. It's exciting times to be a Star Wars fan, and I am just so glad that we are here finally. Where we can say, well, we have a timeline, we have movies that are confirmed to be in development, and you know, it's awesome. I'm just so happy, so excited, and yeah, I just am very happy about that.
Hell yeah, man.
So those are the three new movies they announced. Very excited for all three of them. And then they also had a trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny because again, this is Star Wars Celebration, yes, but this is the Lucasfilm showcase panel. So they had all the Lucasfilm stuff coming up that they're talking about. Much like last year they had Willow, this year we got Indiana Jones. So um they have a poster as well as a trailer if you want to throw that up, Josh.
Where's the poster? Because I don't see it in this link.
It's
I'm looking
it's in
at.
the news one. You got to go to the news one, and they have a separate Indiana Jones.
Ah, I see. Okay, I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that poster
You
was
can
dope.
you can close out of the highlights one because that's
I got
basically
you.
the
I
end of the
got you.
panel. So yeah, we have the poster there, which very cool. It's very like gives me like Juice Struzan vibes. Um, yeah, I dig it. I dig it. It's
Very
very cool.
classic looking. I love it.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And yeah, and of course we got a trailer, which again I reacted to. So if you want to check out my first thoughts and reactions to it, go check that out. But we're gonna go ahead and show it off here as well. So if you're ready, Josh,
I
throw it up
am.
and I'll do the countdown, my friend.
I'm ready.
All right.
You may fire when ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jesus. I forgot about the song and I jumped.
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the
Insane.
goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something. On a train during the war. A dial that could change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy?
Don't move.
We need to get out of here.
Stop!
Sorry.
Helena!
Dr. Jones, get him. Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all. You stole it. Then you stole it.
And then I stole
A lot
it.
of stealing.
It's called capitalism.
Much thievery. Oh yeah. There it is.
Fasten your seatbelts. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones! A few times in my life I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father. Sorry! But I've been looking for this all my life.
So there it is, June 30th. Looks fun. Looks like classic indie. Excited to
Mm-hmm.
check that out. And yeah, it's just I was like watching some of the interviews and it's like how does Indiana Jones how is an older indie gonna deal with just the fact that he's an old dude in a time of like you see in the trailer he's a little kid like an astronaut, you know, and this is the dude like who fought Nazis and stuff. Like how does an Indiana Jones in the late 60s, you know, because I believe this movie takes place in 1969, like right before, you know, the moon landing and all that stuff. Like how, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see like how like him and not only him, but the Mads Mikkelsen character, you know, Fuller, uh, are like two dudes who like are living in the past, right? And
Yeah.
meanwhile, we're like in the, you know, late 60s and everybody, you know, is kind of, you know, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be interesting. I definitely am looking forward to watching this because it's gonna be a good time. I think.
I agree, and I'm gonna get to see an Indiana Jones in a theater because I didn't watch.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one in the movies. Like actually gone to a movie theater.
I I forget if I saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or not.
I definitely did
Um,
not. I was broke as a joke in them days.
that would have been 2008, and I watched a lot of movies in 2008. But I'll be honest with you, I don't remember if I saw that one in theaters or not. I may not have because of hearing about how not great it was,
Yeah.
but I mean obviously I watched it eventually. But yeah, I don't think I off the top of my head I don't think I did, but I don't I don't know for certain. I may have, I may not have. Maybe I blocked it out that I watched it in the theaters. I don't know, dude. Anyway, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch this one in theaters though. If I get the chance to. But yeah, yeah. Good stuff.
It's exciting. Oh, and when that theme just comes in, it's just like,
Dun,
oh
dun,
yeah,
dun,
it builds all the way up
dun.
to it, and then it happens, and it's just like Indiana
Yeah, like the
Jones.
perfect moment.
Those movies, I think I've said it before on the podcast, but I'll say it again. It's like doesn't matter if it's on TV. Doesn't matter where it is in the, on where it is on in that particular part of the movie. I can sit there and watch it and have a good time. You know, I could come in
Yeah,
the middle of
absolutely.
an Indiana Jones movie and watch it and just and love it just as much as I saw it the first time. So, uh,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's always a.
it's exciting.
I love watching them all for the most part. I mean, well, um, the first three. I mean, I haven't seen I haven't seen Crystal Skull in you know a while, but
I
I've
don't
seen
think I've seen it since I saw it.
I've seen the other three more frequently and more recently. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, I that's the end of day one though. That was day one. That was Friday, April 7th. And then we can move on to April 8th if you're already, my
Yeah,
friend,
let's
because
do
that
it.
was only day one. So we got day two news to cover, which we started off with the big reveal at the Ahsoka panel. 10, as we have here from StarWars.com, 10 things we learned from the Ahsoka panel. Number one, obviously, this is a continuation of Ahsoka's journey. Um, Ahsoka's been in the Star Wars galaxy for 15 years, and starting from the Clone Wars, and she was in Rebels and Tales of the Jedi. Um, to live action in the Mando and Book of Boba, and Dave just talking about the origins of the character. Originally they had an idea for an apprentice original Jedi character that we created named Ashla, but then George was like, "I want Anakin to have a Padawan," and he named her Ahsoka. And and then he said Dave said that he started designing her, and designing and developing the character from there. Um, and if you scroll down, you'll see kind of like the first images of like from all the way back in 2005 of Dave kind of designing the character back when she was called Ashla. Um, but it says that Ahsoka's built on the legacy of the previous shows. Dave stressed that the cast and crews of both Clone Wars and Rebels on this new project and his career. He said, "I'm not here at all with all the talented animators, directors, designers that I worked with, and of course Ashley Eckstein, who originated the character of Ahsoka." Um, Dave said that there was a larger goal to bring the animated characters that Dave created to live action. Unlike The Mandalorian, where you're starting from scratch, it was important to honor the people who had been there from the beginning and also invite new people in. Um, so that's cool. And then the visual design of the character has been incredibly important. Translating from animated to or animation to live action, Ahsoka was constantly an evolving process. Uh, and every day getting into makeup was a time of meditation for Rosario, who obviously that includes like getting the contact lenses in, and the orange paint, and the Montrals and all that, and um, she, Rosario Dawson also revealed that the Montrals, the Leku, from the Togruta head have been totally rebuilt with technology that didn't even exist when they first started in The Mandalorian. But now they're longer with a 3D printed skeleton inside the tails that allowed them to move more fluidly as well. It felt even easier stepping into her, she said.
That's so trippy. I hope we get behind the scenes stuff on that.
Oh,
Like,
you know we will. You know we will.
because I love hearing about that shit. I know you do
Yeah.
too.
Oh, I love it. Like the fact that they created like technology for her headpiece that she's gonna be wearing as Ahsoka that didn't exist when they like it only exists because they created specifically for the Ahsoka show. Like it didn't exist when they started doing Mando and Book of Boba and all that stuff. Like that's nuts. Um but yeah, and we got obviously some of the Ghost Crew back. We're getting Sabine Wren, played by Natasha Liu Bordizzo, Harrison Dula, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and they had Chopper on stage as well. And
Yes. Look at that boy. Look at that little
look at that.
murder bot. Look at
Yeah,
him.
look at that little psychopathic.
That foul mouth murdering
little
machine,
symbol.
him, Chopper.
Mary was talking about Hera. She said, "There's a pretty rich history that we've seen in Rebels, and what happens at the end has made a great effect on her. I had to try to be all that she is, which includes being a leader and a maternal figure, leading an army, and being everyone's mom. Those are such different personality traits, but somehow she encompasses all them all. I try my best to rise to her level." There's going to be lots and lots of fights, and the cast trained very hard for them. The actors on stage were very proud to reveal the intensity of their training process. Natasha had a lot of training, hours and hours. It was the kind of role that I didn't want to feel like a fraud when I put on the armor. I loved it. The training really helped me get into character. When I was able to pass a certain physical threshold, it was a really key turning point in understanding who she is. Physicality is a huge part of who she is. By being grounded and centered in that, I was more capable as an actress. Added Rosario Dawson as well. And then they confirmed that David Tennant will be returning as the voice of Hu Yang. And that they also obviously brought back Diana Lee Inosanto playing Morgan Elsbeth. And she says that we're going to learn more about Morgan and her background, including her two new lightsaber wielding friends, Balin Skull, played by Ray Stevenson, and Shin Hati, played by Ivana Sakno. And yeah, Dave, of course, did not want to share anything about those characters more than what we know. Obviously, they announced the cast, which I mentioned earlier. They announced the composer, Kevin Kiner. And they also, this is where they revealed that Lars Mikkelsen will be coming back as Thrawn. They played a trailer that showed his face and, Sabine wielding Ezra's green lightsaber. And also some more Purgil and Sabine like on a speeder on Lothal. And like there was a shot of an E-Wing, which we haven't seen in live action yet. So E-Wings from the old Legend stuff. Again, they love pulling from Legends. I love that we're gonna see an E-Wing because those are cool looking ships. And yeah, I'm glad that they brought out Lars on stage. Everybody was pretty excited about that, and yeah, it's just cool that they. This show is awesome. I can't can't wait. Can't wait. We mentioned this one earlier, but Rebecca Henderson will be playing Vernestra Rowe in the Acolyte, so we don't have to talk about that too much because we kind of threw that into the Acolyte. Return of the Jedi is heading to theaters for its 40th anniversary. They brought out a really sick ass poster, which, like, honestly, I might make that my phone background, phone wallpaper. Like, I meant to do that, and it
It
just
is
looks
pretty
so
fucking
good.
dope. I
There it is,
want,
the 40th,
if I could
the
get a
40th
copy,
anniversary poster.
get one of those on the wall.
It's going to be returning to theaters on April 28th. So in about a little less than 3 weeks, like 2.5. And yeah, that's just awesome. What a great poster. But yeah, it'll be returning for screenings in the US. starting on April 28th through May 4th, and then April 28th through May 1st in the UK. So again, in the US from April 28th to May 4th, and the UK from April 28th to May 1st. So you can go to StarWars.com for updates on other regions and dates. But Return of the Jedi coming back to theaters for its 40th anniversary. Very cool. Hasbro had some reveals for their stuff that they got going on. So there's a new Return of the Jedi Monopoly coming out for the 40th anniversary of that. There is there's more pictures of that. There's a animatronic chopper coming out, obviously for Ahsoka. We got a new Black Series R2D2. We got the 332nd clone trooper helmet rather. We have a Black Series Book of Boba Fett Cad Bane, which looks pretty cool. We got another Black Series Clone Commando from the Bad Batch. Very cool looking as well. We got Black Series Vader from Return of the Jedi. Very nice. We got Doc Ondar, who is going to be a Shop Disney exclusive. Those of you unfamiliar with Doc Ondar, he is the shopkeeper at Galaxy's Edge at the Batu shop. Very cool. He's an Ithorian. He's got the Sith and Jedi holocrons in his hands. Very, very, very nice. And then we got Echo from the Bad Batch season 2 with the mercenary gear, also Black Series. Looking pretty dope. And then we have the Royal Guard, which looks awesome with the armor underneath the robes and everything. Very cool looking. And then there's a shot of him without the robes and just the armor on. The Royal Guards have really cool armor, man. It makes me surprised that we haven't seen these guys in live action without the robes because they have such cool armor. Like we've only ever seen them with the robes on, like every single time we've seen them. But look at that armor and tell me you wouldn't want to see those guys fight with how cool the armor looks. That's so badass. And then we have a Black Series Shop Disney Hasbro Plus exclusive of the Force Ghosts, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda 3-pack. Very cool. We have a Star Wars Rebels. I don't know why they're calling it a Gaming Greats. This is a GameStop exclusive gaming. Actually, I do know why, because this is a skin in Battlefront 2. But this is basically the design of him in Rebels. So it's Old Man Maul Rebels version, but they're calling it Gaming Greats because he was a skin in Battlefront 2. GameStop exclusive. We have Hunter, which looks pretty badass. He's got the knife and the guns and the armor, the helmet, the backpack, everything. Very nice. And then we got the vintage collection. Oh no, Black Series. This is Black Series. Oh shit, that's a big ass Jabba. Black Series Jabba and Salacious B. Crumb. Also Hasbro Pulse Shop Disney exclusive. Pretty cool. Jedi Knight Luke, Black Series.
Oh yeah.
The fall, that iconic Luke. We got Omega with the mercenary gear, also from Bad Batch season 2. Tech mercenary gear, Bad Batch season 2. So we're getting all the season 2 versions of Bad Batch coming out. Wrecker as well. And then we move on to the vintage collection. We're getting 9 Nub, which you gotta have 9 Nub, bro. I mean, come on, it's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. You gotta have 9 Nub. Then we got one of Jabba's court denizens, just one of the random dudes in the background of Jabba's palace. We got Chrysanthemum, that looks fucking awesome.
That looks pretty cool.
Then we got Moff Jerjerrod, obviously from Return of the Jedi as well. And then one of the things I really want to get is the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter.
Yes.
It looks phenomenal. Can't wait to get my hands on one of those. It's just the packaging, the figures. The ship itself looks fucking crazy. I love that it has a stand too. Like you can display it that way, and it's just really cool. Really, really, really cool. But yeah, those are some of the announcements at the Hasbro panel. A lot of cool stuff coming. Um, they also had announcements for Indiana Jones figures, which let me see. It's basically, I mean, not a whole lot you can really do here, right? I mean, it's just like here's Indiana Jones and his various costumes. Here's Helena from the new movie, Short Round, and you know some Nazi bad guys, and yeah, Indy without a shirt on, Temple of Doom. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. The last thing that we have from day two was the fact that they announced uh there was a Clone Wars panel, and at the end of that panel, you know, the panel was celebrating 15 years, the 15-year anniversary of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. But at the end of that panel, Dave Filoni announced that Star Wars: Tales of the Jedi is going to be having a season 2, which for me, I am I am very happy and very excited that this is happening because I love season 1. I just hope that for season 2 we get more episodes or longer episodes. Um and also that they're based off of Jedi that maybe didn't get as much screen time as some of these other Jedi that we've gotten. Like show me, give me tales about some of these Jedi that we want to know more of. Like we already know a bunch about Ahsoka and Anakin and Obi-Wan and all these guys, but give me more like Kid Fisto stories or Plo Koon stories or Kiadi stories, or you know what I mean? Like give me some,
Mhm.
and shit, don't even keep it in the Clone Wars era. Go to the Old Republic, go to the High Republic. Like there's so many Jedi you could focus on. Like shit, give me more Dooku stories. Give me young Mace Windu. Give me a young Count Dooku. Give me a young Yoda. Like you know what I mean? Like just give me stuff that give me Shaggy, bro, from the original Clone Wars series, man. The Jedi who was inspired by Shaggy Rogers from Scooby Doo, man. Like give me all these Jedi that are like, you know, you know, obviously not the main characters of the movies, but like, still have things to do, right? Um, so yeah, I would love to get more on that, and yeah, Dave said he had a good time. Yeah, Keller and Beck, yeah, that'd be cool if they do one on his character. But yeah, Dave said he had such a good time on the first one, so he decided to do some more. So basically, we have no news about what characters are going to be having, how many there is, when it's coming out. It was the only thing that happened was that he announced season 2, and we'll see you know we'll see how many and who and all that later. But for now, as much as I would wish to know about that, for now I'm just glad that we are getting a season 2.
Yeah, me too. I pretty much just echo whatever DT says there. I have nothing more to add.
All
Ugh.
right, we can move on to day 3. Day 3, give it up for day 3. First thing we have here is we had Stig Asmussen talking about Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and he brought out Cameron Monaghan on stage, and he was talking to him about ponchos and poncho this and poncho
Oh, it was
that,
so funny. We watched
and
it.
it was a hilarious interview. This was the night that Josh stayed up with me for a little bit as we were both watching the live stream, and it was worth it, huh? Watching them talk about
Oh,
ponchos and shit.
it was so funny. I was glad I stayed up. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's the funniest fucking thing. But yeah, Stig was talking about the game, and um yeah, we have a trailer, so if you want to check that out,
Let's watch it.
you can do that. And then they also interviewed Stig, so we can talk about that after we watch the trailer. So let's check it out. Obviously we reacted to this already. Some of you
We
may have seen
did.
it already, some of you may have not. Go check that out if you want to see our first initial thoughts.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go do that now. So let's check it out. 3, 2, 1. a play. I still think this orangey looking planet is Korriban.
When they sent you off to war.
Oh yeah, could be.
Now look at you. The weight of a galaxy on your shoulders.
Those
Bro,
scout troopers are about to get so fucked up.
If they let me explore Coruscant open world, I'm gonna love this game immediately.
I tell you to be more careful about who you scan? Come on.
I cannot tell you who you must become.
I want to know who that is in the hologram.
Oh
Also,
yeah.
Dude, that scout trooper getting thrown up to the TIE fighter,
Yeah,
bro.
that shit
the
was
Imperial
fucking.
Palace.
It was nuts.
The Imperial Palace. Oh man.
Good to see you, Gal.
A fucking Rancor.
And they will always be against us.
Now or never.
Seems our destinies are intertwined.
But I can tell you this.
Droidekas, the Gendai dude. Like, there's so much cool shit in this.
We must stand against the darkness.
This High Republic guy. Whoever this person is, it's a double blade saber.
Fucking homie coming in with a Superman punch. I'm so fucking excited. I can't wait to play. I want it now.
Yeah, I am very, 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 very much looking forward to this. I still need to get the game. I haven't bought any yet. I'm kind of just everything that we keep seeing from this. Like, the more gameplay we see, the more excited I get. Like, dude, I can't believe we got to see the Imperial Palace. Like, are we gonna get to go there? Like, that's man, all the Coruscant stuff is blowing my mind. We got so many more enemy types. So far, this looks bigger and better than the first game, like in every way. Like, we're getting 5 stances as opposed to the 2 in the first game. More open world, more hubs, more you can get companion combat. Like, man, I can't wait. I really cannot wait. I'm glad we don't have to wait too much longer. But like I said, I still need to get this damn game. But man, the customization looks so good. Like, they haven't really been showing off the customization in any of these trailers. But like, if you go out and find it, you can see some videos of like people previewing the game. Customization looks top tier, and
Mm-hmm.
I am just so happy that this is a thing, man. We don't have to wait too much longer, man. The 28th. That is like a little less than 3 weeks away. It's come same day as the Return of the Jedi coming back to theaters. It's a good day. It's gonna be a good day for Star Wars that day. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
And it's not too far off from now. But yeah, Stig was talking about the game, and they talked about companion gameplay, and just the Rancor and Cal using the Force to bring out the ATST driver and then throwing him away, and you know Stig mentioned that scene between Cal and the other dude pulling the object with the Force is an iconic. He said that's an iconic moment in the game. It's something that I don't really want to spoil and dig into right now. So it seems like for the most part they're keeping a lot of this story very like tight-lipped, and it just makes me wonder like this game. There's gonna be some shit that goes down in this game because they are just so
Mm-hmm.
like secretive about this, like more so than the first game. I feel like so it's exciting and interesting, and I can't wait. And I'm glad we don't have to wait too much longer because I am so ready to jump into this and play it some more, man. Or get back into this world as this character and just survive as a Jedi. It's gonna be great.
Yes, sir.
Um, there was a Dark Horse panel which revealed High Republic Adventures Phase 3, New Jackson art, and more. So basically, we got some High Republic comics coming out by Dark Horse, and we got some Tales from the Death Star comics, which that cover looks pretty cool. Um, we also got um Hyperspace Stories Jackson Annual, which which makes sense that they dropped this yesterday, or yeah, yesterday, because yesterday was Easter, and you know what better way than to drop your rabbit character in Star Wars and then on Easter, right?
Mhm.
So there you go, some Jackson, and yeah, just so this is just like comic stuff. Hyperspace Stories, Cad Bane going up against Quinlan Voss. That looks intense. Blaster versus Blades, showdown in hyperspace. Then we got a cool design for Cad Bane. Some cool art there. Quinlan Voss looks badass. And yeah, just some really cool comic stuff coming up, and it all looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Um Funko has revealed new micro-sized Star Wars Bitty Pop lines, which these are basically just like tiny Funko Pops, which I don't really I don't know who they're targeting with this personally, because they're basically the same as the normal pops, but just tinier, smaller, and like I mean, I guess people like tiny things, tiny little stuff. Like people like miniatures and minis and stuff. So I guess that's kind of the crowd they're going for. But I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. And one of them's a mystery one. It's like, but okay. Then there also is this thing called Star Wars Rivals, which is an expandable game system. So let's see, we have here Asajj Ventress, Vader, Commander Cody, and Luke. We got some booster pack, Boba and a Stormtrooper, and then we got the Darth Vader bag from Loungefly. So there's that. And then the last thing that we got for today, we got the Lucasfilm Publishing panel, which we got Star Wars Timelines, which is going to be the book that goes from the High Republic to the fall of the First Order. Basically, everything that we have at the moment in canon will be covered. So we have the first image there. We got the Mandalorian set in the year 9 ABY, which is ABY. If you guys are not familiar with what that means, ABY stands for After the Battle of Yavin. So 9 ABY would be 9 years after A New Hope, because the Battle of Yavin happened in A New Hope, and which would mean this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So that's the math on that. Um, then we have the World Between Worlds, which is basically Star Wars Rebels stuff. Uh, which is one BBY, which is 1 year before the Battle of Yavin. That's what that means. BBY before the year, ABY is after. So now that you guys have that, yeah, this is during that, and then we have the Battle of Yavin, which obviously is basically zero, because this is the event that we base the timeline off of. So yeah, pretty cool. So that's one book. The next book is Star Wars 100 Objects. This is being made by Kristen Baver, who, shout out to her. She was one of the hosts at the live stream for Celebration, and all that good stuff. So we have the Rebel Manifesto, from Andor. Um, it was the one that the Nemec had for he was trying to get Cassian to look at and pay attention to. Um, and we have the Mapuzo, the Path Safe House, which is the thing that helped the Jedi, and escape the Inquisitors, and being hunted to the Empire. This showed up in the Obi-Wan series. So that's cool. We can see more like that. The Art of Jedi Survivor, which we had an Art of the For Fallen Order, so that'll be cool that we'll get in this. Uh, we have From a Certain Point of View, Return of the Jedi edition, 40 stories celebrating 40 years of Return of the Jedi. They've done one for Empire and A New Hope, so it makes sense they were doing for this. Um, and we're gonna be getting a character encyclopedia for the High Republic, which this one I am very interested in because it is, yeah, a character encyclopedia. So you get information about Avar Chris, who, if those of you are not familiar with the High Republic, Avar Chris is basically like, at this time, she's like the shining example of the Jedi. She's basically like the Anakin of her time. She's like the Jedi to be. So she's like, yeah, like I said, the Anakin of her time, big badass Jedi. And then we have Marcion Rowe, who's like, the big bad of Phase One, and he is a member of the Nile, leader of them. And yeah, you just get some information on him, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely gonna be interested in picking that book up. That comes out in November. And then we have Secrets of the Wookiees, which is just a book of the Wookiees, and we got a lot of cool Wookiees here on the cover. We have Buriaga, Gunji, Tarful, Chrysanthemum, Chewie, Adatitic. Like, we got a lot of the more well-known canon Wookiees on the cover here. So very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing Kelnaka be added to this as well. Um, and then we have like this Jedi Brave in every way. This reminds me of like those little golden books, that they
Yeah.
give the kids. That's kind of what that is, basically.
For the
Um,
chitlins.
yeah, it's for the kids, which is cool. And then we have also for the kids, the Young Jedi Adventures Jedi Training, uh, which is obviously going to be based off the new series going to be coming out. And then if you're into food, which who isn't, we have the Ultimate Star Wars Cookbook, the official guide to cooking your way through the galaxy. We have the Bantha Burger, and we have the Sapler Shake. Two recipes there off the bat for you. And
Sorry, I'm looking
yeah,
at the Bantha burger. I was like, 4 hot dogs. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it's one of them type of things. Okay.
4 hot dogs, and then you got ground beef and pork to put them together. Yeah, it's a little much, but
That's a gigantic food burger.
yeah.
But let's go. Why not?
But then you got the chiss shake, bro. Look at this, the Sapler Shake. If you go to the planet of Scylla, with the chiss, get you one of these shakes that they love. Why not?
That looks very
Um,
sweet.
and then what else we got here? We got the Flip Pop, which is a collectible pop-up character booklet uh for Vader and Boba, and that is what we have from the uh publishing panel. And that is believe the last news we had for yesterday, for Sunday. And here we are to the final day, which is today. Today was the final day. And we started off with the Bad Batch season 3 coming for a third and final season in 2024. Clone Force 99 will be back for a final season. It was announced by executive producers Brad Rao, Jennifer Corbett, and Athena Portillo at the Bad Batch panel. And I actually watched the panel, and it was interesting hearing them talk about just all of it. And yeah, it's really pretty cool. They played a trailer for them, or a teaser for season 3, and apparently in that teaser they had Palpatine talking to Dr. Hemlock on Mount Tantus, and he says it is imperative that this facility remain secure. Palpatine says your brilliance is a great asset to this empire. All members of the Bad Batch appear, uh, obviously excluding Tech because Tech's dead. Sorry, not sorry, but the way
It's
it is.
facts, though. Hard facts.
Hunter addressing Omega's capture at the hands of the Empire. Omega's been waiting for us. I'm not making her wait another day. Uh, and then Omega and Crosshair both in Imperial custody. Omega says, "I'm not giving up, Crosshair. I won't leave you either. You're my brother." And then there are glimpses of more characters and worlds, including Republic Commandos, clones, Rex, giant creatures. Why is there always a huge monster? Wrecker asks before dropping a thermal detonator in one's mouth. And then the return of everybody's favorite, everybody's favorite bounty hunter, or a lot of people's favorite bounty hunter, uh, Fennec Shand, played by Ming Na Wen, also coming back to season 3 for this. Um, so how do we feel, Josh, about the Bad Batch? Not only, I mean, obviously coming back because we knew they were off the way they ended the last season, but that it's gonna be the final season. Um,
Yeah.
feel, yeah, that's pretty crazy, huh?
I'm glad it's coming back. Bad Batch is fantastic. I'm heartbroken that it's gonna be the last season though, because I like the Bad Batch a lot, and uh, it's gonna suck saying goodbye to those characters. And then I was like, well, maybe somebody, or maybe they'll show up in live action one day. You know, you never know. Might show up. We got this whole timeline for things. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's I'm definitely more convinced now than I ever was before. And I was pretty convinced before that Tech is fucking dead. All right, guys,
Oh
accept
yeah.
it. It is. He's gone. Okay.
Like I said, I was watching the panel in the live stream, and everybody talked about him like, yeah, he was dead. And even D. Bradley Baker was like, what a way for him to sacrifice himself, just a way that any clone would want to go out, right? And just Michelle Ong, who plays Omega, was kind of, she was like, oh man, I didn't know, like I was sad and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was just kind of emotional about it. And yeah, I'm with you though. He's dead. You have to keep characters dead. You can't just bring everybody back. There has to be there has to be. They even explained this in the panel. There has to be consequences to going to Grand Moff Tarkin's home and getting away, like, relatively, you know, like, you can't just go to his home and leave without, like, suffering anything. Like, you can't just have everybody
Mm-hmm.
leave off happily ever after. And they also talked about teasing, like, Sid's betrayal and, kind of planting the seeds of, you know, uh, Tech and what happens to him, and, and they talked about, like, bringing back the uh the Zillow Beast and all that stuff. It was a cool panel. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I on the other hand, I wasn't sure how many seasons the show was gonna get, but I was hoping that this show was gonna get like at least 5 around there,
Mm-hmm.
because like Rebels only had 4 seasons, and that's still one of my favorite shows of all time. Um, so like this show doesn't need to be like 1,000,001 seasons, but also at the same time, it's like um, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but it's cool. I think it's better for this show to end uh on good terms. Um the way they want to end it and the way they have it planned out. Um I am very excited. It makes me very excited. I think it makes a lot of the choices and decisions that go down in this season that much more impactful.
Yes.
Like, it gives them more weight now that we know that they like, this is the final ride, man. They got one last season, and who knows what's gonna go on from there. So yeah, I'm very glad that they're gonna be getting another season. But yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer that they're only getting one more. But hey, we always prefer things to end when they want to, and not have them either being canceled or just going on forever and just turning into something that
Yeah.
we don't want. But yeah. So yeah, that's and the cool thing about that is we don't have to wait too much longer, because that's gonna be next year. So we don't have to wait like 2 years or however long. It's they confirmed 2024.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be bittersweet. I think that's how it's gonna go.
yeah, agreed. Agreed. Although it makes me like very intrigued about like the potential of where they could take these characters depending on where we leave off the series. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Bad Batch is so good.
yeah. Marvel revealed more comics as well. They have a Star Wars Dark Droids, the cover for issue number 1, which we have like Luke and R2 with like an army of droids, and then we have like a battle droid and just
Got a
crazy looking.
yellow
There's so many
yellow
droids.
saber.
And yeah, he's got a yellow saber. And then we see Vader training with a droid, and we have Forlom and Zuckuss with Dr. Afra and BT and Triple Zero. And we see even
Chopper.
Chopper's in there. Yeah, look at that. Bottom
Yeah.
bottom left there.
Look, Derper. I mean, Gonk Droid is in here too.
Gonk. Lando, Jabba. The next issue we have Dr. Afra number 32. We have, is that Shock T? It looks like. Shock T on the cover of a Dr. Afra comic. What's going on there? And then Dr. Afra number 34, some kind of tree root demon spirit thing.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's some Courage the Cowardly Dog looking esque shit right there.
Return the slab.
Exactly what I was thinking of. And then issue number 35, we have Dr. Afra again herself there. And then again number 35 with Asajj Ventress. I wonder why Ventress is on the cover of this, but hey, this is like Clone Wars movie Asajj Ventress. Like Battle of Teth. That
Yeah.
reminds me of. Star Wars number 36, we have Palpatine and Vader staring at a hologram of Leia. And then we have Star Wars number 37. We have Lobot, by the looks of it, sticking up a knife to Lando.
He's like, I
What'd you
need to
do,
practice
Lando?
my stabbing. I need to practice my stabbing.
Bounty Hunters.
Lord.
Look at the next cover. Bounty Hunters
Hey!
number 35. It's your boy Dirge.
It's Dirge. Look at him. I recognize that guy.
Oh yeah, there he is. Bounty Hunters number 36. We have Boba, Forlom, Dirge, Zuckuss, Valert. Like, man, it's what that's I wonder who they're staring down right there. The Mandalorian issue number 2, or the Mandalorian season 2 issue number 2.
That dude's gonna play like that's kind of what I always thought of our clone buddy.
Oh, Cleaver?
Cleaver, yeah, that's kind of what I always pictured him having with something like that.
Nice.
Inspired by Cleaver. Obviously not, but it'd be cool.
Then we have the Mandalorian interior cover.
Hey, that's a cool.
You got Axe, Bo, Katan, Din, and Casca. Return of the Jedi number 1, which why? I love Max Rebo, but why? That is no, man, come on.
It makes my arms uncomfy.
Star Wars The Rebellion, issue number 1 with
It's
our boy
a trap.
Admiral Akbar shouting out, "It's a trap." Darth Vader number 36, we have Vader with a shield, and you have Afra with 000 and BT1 in the back.
He's got a fucking club or something too.
Yeah, he's got some kind of weaponry there. And then Darth Vader number 37, very cool cover with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan there with him.
That's neat.
Darth Vader black, white, and red number 4. Cool cover with the Scout
I like
Troopers.
that.
Yoda number 9 cover. Looks like he took down a droid there. Pretty cool.
Lay down some whoop ass.
Yoda number 10. We have Old Man Obi-Wan and Count Dooku. Very interesting. Seeing Sir Alec Guinness and Christopher Lee there side by side. And yeah, that's the Marvel panel, the Marvel Comics panel right there. Pretty cool. The next panel was Star Wars Visions Volume 2, which I also stayed up and watched some of this. I at the point I had to go to sleep, so I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the rest of this panel. But we have a trailer, Volume 2, which I reacted to as soon as it was up. So you can go check that out. And then we'll talk about the episodes and what they are. But let's check out this trailer, Josh.
Let's do it, eh?
And we'll talk about it here.
I'm ready.
So 3, 2, 1, let's a go.
Let's go. Oh yeah, that looks cool.
Dude, this art style for this episode looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about it.
Everyone has an inner light.
Follow the light.
I always knew you were meant for bigger things.
What if you just keep going?
No need to fear. There are others like you here.
I saw it myself. She has special powers.
Dude, I'm like so
Water potty off the starting line.
amazed at how some of these look.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid.
May the force be with you.
It's showtime. Whoa. The storm is approaching.
I can fight them. I'm strong enough now.
No one is stronger than them.
We can
Prince
beat
Troopers
them.
look good. Man.
That
TIE
tie
fighter
looks
so
nuts.
good, man. It looks so cool. It's like steampunky looking almost, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You got the baby Wookiee. Ah, so good.
We cannot choose where our calling takes us. Only whether or not to answer.
Snow Troopers look crispy.
I can't. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fucking good.
We don't have to wait too much longer, man. Less than a month away. It's so cool, man.
Mm-hmm. That looks so cool.
I am just so so glad that we're getting all these different styles this season and just seeing how they all work. But let's talk about some of these episodes. We also had a poster, which yeah, there it is for season 2. Awesome. Very, very cool. So here's the episode list here. So let's check it out. So we have Death by El Guiri, a former Sith apprentice leading a peaceful but isolated life, is controlled by the past when her old master tracks her down. So we have Ursula Corbero as Lola and Luis Tosar as the Sith Master. They will also voice their characters in the Spanish dub. So awesome. Cool. We have Screecher's Reach by Cartoon Saloon. A young girl seeking reprieve from her days in a rural workhouse discovers a legendary haunted cave with her friends. The cave's dark pull will change as they'll change the trajectory of her life forever. So we have Eva Whitaker as Doll, Alex Connolly as Bathan, Noah Raftery as Quinn, Molly McCann as Kina, Angelica Houston as Sith Mother, Niam Moyles as Ghost. We have In the Stars by Punk Robot. Two sisters, the last of their kind, who live hiding on their ravaged land, squabble about how to survive while the Empire encroaching. On a water run, the sisters must fight back when they are discovered. We have Valentina Muir as Coton, Julia Oviedo as Ticina, Kate Dickey as Officer, and Amparo Noguera as Officer. Valentina and Julia will also voice their characters in the Spanish dub. Then we have I Am Your Mother, which is a play off of I Am Your Father, Vader's line. By Ardman, young pilot Annie, who is embarrassed by her sweet but clingy mom, must team with her for a madcap family race at the academy. Along the way, the relationship is tested by the elements, their old ship, other races, and each other. So you have Maxine Peake as Kalina Kalfas, Charithra Chandran as Annie Sukeline Kalfas, Daisy Haggard as Dorota Van Riepel, Bebe Cave as Julian Van Riepel, and we have Dennis Lawson returning to play Wedge Antilles once again, which I think that's nuts. They also said something that like he has more lines in this short than he did in all of the original trilogy, which like you know, of course, because he had only a few lines in the movies, but he was still a memorable character. So shout out to Dennis Lawson for coming back as Wedge in this short. And then we have Journey to the Dark Head by Studio Mir. A hopeful mechanic and disillusioned young Jedi team up for a risky and unlikely quest to turn the tide of the galactic war, but dark forces tail them. We have Zhang Ye Na as Ara, Lee Kyung Tae as Tol, Yoon Young Sik as Bicken, Chuang Chuang Kwang as the interpreter, Choi Soo Min as Master Duda, Shin Woo as Master Lee Sagam and the shopkeeper, Lim Chae Hyun as the training partner, Lee So Young as Master Moru and another Jedi. That is the Korean language cast. As for the English dub cast, we have Ashley Park as Ara, Eugene Lee Yang as Tol, Daniel Day Kim as Bicken, Albert Kong as the interpreter and Jedi Master A. Greg Chun as shopkeeper, Master Lee Sagam, training partner, and the Padawan. Janella Landry as Master Duda, and Judy Alice Lee as Master Moru and another Jedi. The Spy Dancer by Studio La Cachette. The premier dancer at a famous Imperial frequented cabaret uses her unique skill set to spy for the rebellion. But the presence of a mysterious officer threatens to derail her mission. We have Camille Cotin as Loyi, Lambert Wilson as John, Casey Chase as Hetis, Rudy James Jepcot as Officer, Barbara Weber Scaff as Miyama and additional voices, and Bruce Sherfield and Taylor Gasman as additional voices as well. We have The Bandits of Golok by 88 Pictures. Fleeing from their village by train and pursued by ferocious Imperial forces, a boy and his force-sensitive younger sister seek refuge in the vibrant and dangerous Daba. Suraj uh, Sharma as Charuk, Sonal Kaushal as Rani, Niraj Kabi as Inquisitor, Lilette Dubé as Rugal, uh, Sahil Vaid as Magadi, and Scavenger Richard Joel as Scavenger, Sumanto Ray as Conductor, Jangori Leader and Duna, Rajiv Raj as Helper, Avril Kumar as Stormtrooper, Ish Thakkar as Stormtrooper, Alien, Aditya Sharma as Stormtrooper and Alien, Shivani Darbari as Crowd. That one has a pretty big voice cast. The Pit by Dart Shitajilo and Lucas Unlimited. Let me just start off by saying some of our friends, Blindwave, started a fan film called The Pit years ago that they never finished.
Right.
So when this comes out, there's gonna be a lot of jokes with that. Just you wait.
Mm.
David Diggs as Crux. Actually, wait, I didn't read the synopsis. A fearless young prisoner forced to dig for Kyber by the Empire plans a risky escape for he and his people. David Diggs as Crux. Anika Noni Rose as Eureka / Mother. Jordan Curie as Livy. Cedric Yarbo as Old Prisoner. Steve Blum as Commander. And Matthew Wood as Stormtroopers. Interesting. And then the last one is Au's Song by Triggerfish. An alien child who longs to sing is raised by her loving but stern father to stay quiet because of the calamitous effect her voice has on the crystals in the nearby mines. Pilo Janji as Ao for the dialogue, and Dinel Dutois as Ao, the singing voice. Tumisho Masha as Abat, and Cynthia Erivo as Kratu. Faith Baloyi as Atu. So those are the 9 episodes we're gonna be getting. Josh, based off of these descriptions and these voice casts and just everything that we saw in the trailer as well, do you have one you're looking forward to the most, just based off of what we know right now, or you're just like, let me just give it to me on, we'll see from there.
It's kind of like that. They'll give it to me on. Let me see from that because it's really hard to make a decision just off those quick little snippets of the trailer. I also don't know which like from the trailer which episode's which. Like it just happens so quick, and there's no real like way to tell. Um, but I'm definitely interested in checking out the first one for sure. Sith, I guess, is probably the one I'm
Yeah.
would be the
That one
one.
I think is the first one we see. The one with
Yeah,
the lady with the yellow lightsaber and the yellow katana saber, and she's being hunted down by the Sith dude.
yeah,
Which makes sense because she also at a certain point in the trailer kind of like extends her saber as like a double blade, and like one half of it is red and the other half is
yeah.
yellow. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to the Bandits of Golak. That one looks really cool too. Um, yeah, just there's so many of these that look dope. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching all of them when they come out here in less than a month. It's gonna be pretty hype. Excited. Um, the last couple things we got here is that Jazzware's Micro Galaxy Squadron Series 5 was announced. So we have like the little micro ships that they do. So we have um Kid Fisto's Jedi Starfighter with the Astromech, um Twin Pod Cloud Car, Geonosian Starfighter, there's a Skiff, Resistance A-Wing, and a couple classified stuff there. And then on the next page we got Boba from Book of Boba on the speeder bike. We got that's cool. Dirge and Aura Singh on some speeders. We got one of the rebels, stormtroopers. We got the Geonosian, a Death Watch dude, Ray, Anakin. We got TIE Silencer with Kylo. We got the Elite First Order TIE with Finn and Poe. We got a V-19 with a clone. First Order Special Forces with 2 pilots. Uh, a B-wing, which is very nice, and then we have the ATDP from Rebels, which is the classified one, and the other classifieds are V-wing. I mean, come on. And then there's gonna be an Amazon exclusive Endor AT-AT with Luke, Vader, 4 stormtroopers, an AT-AT pilot, and a scout. There's gonna be a U-wing with Jin, K2, and Cassian, obviously from Rogue One, and a Battle of Endor battle pack. 2 TIE interceptors with 9 Nub, Lando, 2 TIE pilots, 2 Rebel commandos. Another exclusive is Battle of Coruscant, Obi-Wan, Anakin, their Jedi interceptors, R2, R4, and then 2 vultures. And that's that. I don't collect these, but I think they're cool. They remind
I
me
don't
of the
either.
old.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're basically like the micro machines from the 90s. Which they're cool, but I mean, I just don't have money to collect all this shit, so or the space or the room, I don't.
You're
I mean, I
fucking
don't.
a.
And then the last thing that was announced here is that Star Wars Celebration will be returning in 2025 over in Japan. And I just want to say that I feel like I had a part in manifesting this because the other night I was in voice chat talking to people about the news that have been coming out. And we were just talking about like where Celebration has been in the past. And I brought up that it was in Japan in 2008. And I posted the picture for it on my Discord. And here we are now, 2025. It's heading back to Japan in 2 years, which is pretty damn cool. So it was announced earlier today at the closing ceremony that Um, for the first time since 2008, Celebration will be going back to Japan at the Makahari Messe. I'm not sure quite sure how to pronounce that, but you guys know what I mean. From April 18th to 20th, 2025, over in Japan. Very cool announcement. I'm happy that they are gonna be allowing other people from around the world to, you know, get a chance to go to Celebration that's closer to them. And I just think what a cool location for Celebration to go to, Japan. That's awesome. I hope to be able to go because I would love to go to Japan. I've never been to Japan, and what better time to go than for Star Wars Celebration? The good thing is that it's 2 years away. They're skipping next year, so there's some time. I would really love to go, man.
Yeah, I
I
would
would
too.
love I would love
It's not even just like Japan's a dream location, but it's also Star Wars. It'd be like I get to knock off two dreams at once if I got to go, like. But who knows? It's 2 years. That's a lot. That's a long time to
Yeah,
be
this
able to
this
build up
who,
some
who, who
cash. And
who knows where we'll be in 2 years from now. So right now it's just I hope I get to go, but we'll see what happens.
hmm
Anything can happen in 2 years. Yeah. Um but that was basically the news from the celebration itself. There was also I had some other articles here that talk about like just a couple other things. Like Kathleen Kennedy revealed that Star Wars crawls are going to be coming back. Um she was interviewed by Entertainment Weekly. Um they were talking about the timelines and all the movies that were announced. I'm not gonna go into all that because we already talked about it. But she says um that because of all the timelines that we're gonna be getting, they asked her if they would if the crawls would be returning, and she said the crawls coming back. But what she said was more interesting is that if the crawl would so they asked her if the crawl would be returning only for the Ray movie. She said no. The crawl is for the movies, so for like all the movies now. So while the Disney Plus series will all remain crawl free, Star Wars movies, however, focused on the Skywalker lineage or not, will now begin with a crawl to help differentiate them from their small screen cousins. She also expanded on the new Jedi Order movie. As we move forward into future space, the story is about 15 years outside of the Rise of Skywalker. Obviously, we realized that post-war, post First Order Rise of the New Jedi Order, we left Episode 9 with Rey making a commitment to Luke Skywalker that she would rebuild the Jedi Order, and so here we are ready to do that. Took a lot of discussion because obviously we've been developing stories in different spaces, and television has been a big focus of our attention right now. But there's still so much interest in what happens after the Rise of Skywalker, so we're excited to be doing that. Um, they asked her if any of Ray's, uh, you know, castmates will be joining her, and she smiled, giving a laugh of like "I know, but you don't know" kind of deal. She said it's entirely possible to see some people come back, but obviously she's not saying anything. In regards to the Mangold project, she says we've been talking about a lot going into the past, and one of the things that's really knitting this time all together, obviously, are the Jedi. What happened with the Jedi over time? How did the Jedi evolve? They were wiped out with Order 66, then gradually have been coming back. Um, the themes in the past will also link to those in the future. The question we're going to ask with the new Jedi Order and Rey is: does the galaxy need them anymore? Do they want them back? So there's a lot of food for thought on what we're doing, whether it's past, present, or future. And then Filoni, obviously, his big wrap up of the Mandoverse. Uh, I hesitate to say it's a big meetup from just those series, says the Lucasfilm president, because Dave has been developing Star Wars storytelling inside Clone Wars and Rebels, and so much of the work he's done for 20 years. So it'll be little bits of all of that. And there's lots of sources he's drawing from to see where we are going. But I think it's cool that we're getting opening crawls back again. I
Yeah.
kind of wish they had never removed them in the first place for like Solo and Rogue One. But I mean, hey, if those are the only two movies going forward that are not gonna have them, then that's fine with me, man. We're getting the opening crawls back. That's awesome. I love it. Um, so yeah, she had a little bit to say on that. And then the other uh little thing I had here was they were talking to her about some of the other movies like the Ryan Johnson movies, and she said Ryan and I are talking all the time. He's unbelievably busy, so we're not actively involved in anything at the moment because he's doing another one of the Glass Onion movies, and then who knows what else. But he really wants to step back into the space. It's a big commitment of time, so that's really on him. And then as for the Taika Waititi movie, she said he's working on his movie. Um, Taika's still working away. He's writing the script himself. He doesn't really want to bring others into that process, and I don't blame him. He has a very, very unique voice, so we want to protect that, and that's what he's doing. We're going to make that one day. She also answered a question about the potential of a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. She said, "That's not in active development, but never say never because there's always a possibility." The show was so well received, and director Deborah Chow did a spectacular job. Ewan McGregor really wants to do another one. Everybody's all hands on deck with what we're doing right now, as you can see by what we showed everybody at the celebration. We'll turn our attention to that again, maybe down the road. So, any thoughts on any of the stuff she said here, Josh, as we kind of wrap up the news for the recap here?
Not really. I'm happy Crows are coming back. I don't know how I feel about Taika after watching Love and Thunder, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see on some of that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
There it is, everyone. That is our recap from Star Wars Celebration London
London.
2023. Like I said, I wish I would have known that Katie was going to be around because I would have invited her and so she could share her experiences like I shared mine uh you know last year for Anaheim. It would have been cool to have her on to talk about that because I know she took pictures and she was at the panels and maybe she could have shared her insight into kind of the footage that she saw and kind of things she saw at the panel. But I'm sure she will be doing a stream of it on her own. So definitely go check her out, Katie
Yeah.
120,
I'll
Katie
give her
with
a
three
shout out here.
E's. And yeah, I'm sure she's gonna talk about it. So go check her out. But yeah, I think that'll do it for us, right, Josh? I mean,
Sure will. Let me get this shout out. Okay. There we go. I believe that's gonna do it for the show, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to DT so he can do his shout outs. DT, you're on the main screen.
thank you guys for checking this out, for listening, for watching, for hanging out. I feel like I've talked a lot today, so I'm gonna keep this brief. But yeah, go follow me on all the things you see here in the sidebar. Go check out the stream. I'm gonna be streaming again this week, and I'm just excited for Star Wars, man. It's a good time. Can't wait to talk about Mando here in a couple weeks when it's done. We're doing a whole episode on that. Check us out on Blast. Check us out on Blasters and Bandits. On here on the Heroes and Fables channel. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. See you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye bye. May the force be with you always.
All right. It's my turn. Thank you guys for checking us out. Always appreciate everybody that stops by the show and gives us your views and your time. Love you guys. Upcoming, my dice molds arrived during the break, and I'm gonna be making some dice. So check out the 902 Dice Creations Etsy if you are interested in polyhedral tabletop RPG dice. Heroes and Fables, make sure to check out the Heroes and Fables channel. I'll give it a shout out here so you guys can see it really easy. Oh wait, I have to wait 30 seconds because I gave one to Katie. That's okay, I can kill 30 seconds. But yeah, we do we play tabletop Blasters and Bandits on the Heroes and Fables channel every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We play for about 3 hours ish, but it can go longer if depending on how things go. That's just the nature of the beast. I don't have any plans to stream anything until Jedi Survivor comes out, and then I'll probably stream. But we'll see. You never know. Keep an eye on the old Twitch channel, and we will. I'm gonna do this shout out again and see if it's been 30 seconds yet. It has. Make sure to go follow the Heroes and Fables channel. It has a logo now. And thanks to our good buddy Mac. So make sure to check out Mac if anywhere that he's available if you want to hire an artist that does stuff. And that's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Make sure to go check out mine and DT's reactions to all the trailers that are on our YouTubes. And I'm gonna just toss a host or a raid, I guess, over to Soma because she's streaming right now. She's doing a workout stream. I don't know how long she's gonna go or any of that stuff, but we're gonna give her a little raid here or a little host, and we'll be right back. We'll be back here next Monday with a retro rewatch or rewind or whatever we call them, those things. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye. As soon as I get to the ending screen, bye guys.